And you moved to Serbia. How was that? You gotta tell me about.
I'm full living in Serbia.
How's that
now.
been? Going back to the motherland is
back to
something
the
that
motherland.
not many do.
Not many do, okay? And most person would be like, what are you doing here? Like, you came from Canada and you came to this country.
It's like seeing Batman in the Gulag.
But let me tell you something. In the last year, don't snip this out. Not Mafia.
I will edit whatever this is to make it look so bad on you. Sik's gonna look like a fucking goat. I'm gonna say,
let's erase Mafia. That is not the right word.
brave Canadian talks about Djokovic's controversial Mafia past. Every CNN, NBC running.
That is the problem of today. And let me tell you one thing, and I'm not afraid to say it. LeBron, you're an awful actor. Stick to basketball.
You're listening to Bought with Nelly.
Ready to go. We're already in a great spot, guys. Are we started? We're good to go.
We're recording.
Let's start with Joko right away.
Oh, no. Heavy hitter.
Do I have to introduce? You guys have both been on the pod.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all
What do you
right.
want to do?
Okay, Milos is here.
Milos and Sik,
He was Sik is here. You've both been here. Go back to those episodes. Those are wild. Me and you did yours in your house.
in my bedroom.
It was the most Serbian thing we ever done because he laid out a platter of meat in the middle of recording, and we're talking, and this guy is eating bread and meat as I'm asking him questions. He's
Yeah,
like,
you know,
just give me a-
later, like podcasts are a new thing, right? So I didn't even think about it, but like eating during a pod is
such a cunt move.
Such a cunt move. And guess
The
what?
fact you didn't process the fact that all this is talking.
Yeah,
And if you can't talk, you can't.
And just, yeah, man. Well, and you know what? The why it worked is because we didn't care.
We didn't
It
care.
wasn't like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It was just like, dude, this is what happens. You wanted to interview me at my house.
It's breakfast
This is
time.
what happens.
I wasn't gonna cancel that breakfast.
People bring food out. You say, I'm not hungry, and they bring a whole pig.
Yeah, true. A whole pig.
This guy did actually bring out a whole pig, and he's eating this food. Anyways, neither here nor there. Sik's also here.
What's up?
You're an entrepreneur now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The same thing as last time, really.
Always.
Just more shows.
Yeah, but like, I don't even know how to introduce you. I didn't actually, to be honest, know how to introduce you last time either.
So I don't even know how to introduce myself when I talk to people. That's a question I get all the time. It's like, what do you do? It's like, fuck, I don't know. I just tell people multimedia, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
'Cause it's like-
Multimedia is
yeah,
good.
I don't really know what to say. Like,
We all have things outside the norms now. Because now I'm working online, you're working online, you're
Dude,
a
I don't even
pole
know what
vaulter.
I'm
Poles
doing.
and-
Are you pole
No, but
vaulting?
if someone's like, what do you do other than pole vaulting? I'm going to start saying multimedia.
Multimedia.
Because really, I don't like, it's a bunch of different
it's a bunch of shit, right? So like one day I'm an editor, next day I'm shooting this. It's like you tell people something like that because I used to be like, oh, I shoot music videos, for example. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And now it's like I'm doing podcasting. It's like, oh, what happened to the music video gig? You don't do that no more? It's just like, no, I still do it.
Yeah.
It's just not as often.
It's another thing now that I can do if I need
Yeah.
to.
So
Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's weird.
I can feel you on that because like that's why multimedia is good because I mean if you're let's say you're shooting weddings like you know how to work a camera if someone says oh do you do portraits it's like well yeah I don't just like put blinders and be like no I only do this like come on
I cannot do it. I'm sorry, guys. You gotta find another guy.
it's like I do podcasts oh can you record audio for like an interview no I only do podcasts
Not the same audio. Not the same.
come on dude
same audio.
multimedia man MMM
Well, bro, what happened to the Olympics? What happened? Were you gonna go?
Hey, what's going on with
I
that?
was never gonna. I tried to go, but I wasn't.
I thought you were
didn't make
going.
it. Well, I didn't make it because I wasn't good enough. Really,
What?
How hard
I
is the
didn't-
jump poles?
You have the record for Serbia.
I'm just
I
kidding.
do have
I'm
the
just kidding.
record for Serbia, but you need to jump. You need to be top 32 in the world to go.
Okay.
Top
Can you
32.
break down one thing real quick though before we continue? Pole vaulting in general, like the height of the pole, like
The pole is the one you carry.
okay, with the
And then
bar, the bar. Sorry, the bar.
Bar.
That's a good question.
Is that affected? Like when you clear that, is it depending on the height of the pole, like the length of the pole?
No.
Those
So
is one.
Literally, it's like the most simplest way put. The bar is set at a height. If you clear it, you clear it. You can use any pole, any length, doesn't matter.
Okay.
But physics won't allow you to use more than like 520, 530 max. I use like a 5 meter pole. So you just grab it. Doesn't matter what size it is, what it's made out of. It just has to be in one piece.
Gotcha.
okay?
So you just have to clear. So you basically have to be top 32 in the world or hit 580 as a standard.
And you hit what? 5:20, 32?
best is 5:30 3 years ago. I was planning on jumping like 5:50. With 5:50, 60, you could have snuck into top 32. But the problem is, COVID kind of fucked everything.
Everybody
There's no competitions. I was training for a year without competitions.
I watched that one in Cyprus. What was that? When was that?
Yeah, so this is like quickly. I moved to Toronto to train. The ceiling's low. I can't train full approach, so I'm just like doing drills and skills. Then I go to Serbia, and now it's like, okay, well, this short approach can't work. You got to go back. So I go back, and it's like, you don't have a lot of time to get this sounds like all excuses.
Yeah.
I'm just talking what's going through my
It's
head.
the theme now of like, it's just
People not doing shit.
It's not in your hands a lot of time, bro. Because we talked to a guy right before, like an hour before this. There was a lot of things that are not in his control.
Listen, and I
COVID, gym.
Yes.
Not.
I tell everyone this. Okay, you got two guys. Person A trains every day, sleeps well, whatever is good. Person B does the same thing, but something happens, injury, COVID, this, that. Canada, being an athlete in Canada during COVID, Jesus, might as well quit or move.
Yeah.
Everyone, all pole vaulters are California, Texas. They won't let you train. Like the OUA, like the university, you can't train here. Okay, I'm not going to say whether that's, I'm not going to get into that
we can.
term.
Let's get canceled.
He's got a career, dude.
It's just not fair, right? So I was lucky enough to go to Toronto, train with some high-level athletes, and then go to Serbia. So that season wasn't that good in Serbia, and we basically said, listen, no rush. If you're going to miss an Olympics, it's this one, because it was
It's
dust.
the worst one, Man, got banned in Japan. You're out of Japan, baby. That was a cool place.
I love Goku, though, okay? They're a mascot, like,
that's not going to save you. You're out of Japan.
So, no, and
that's fair.
you know what? At the end of the day, we just said, okay, obviously it's not going to happen. Let's go for Paris 2024.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect little half cycle, because it's not 4 years. It's actually 3 years. So now in 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not pushing it.
Yeah.
So 2024, that's in 2 years. So now that's the plan.
And you moved to Serbia. How's that? You gotta tell me about.
I'm full living in Serbia.
How's that
now.
been? Going back to the motherland is
Back to
something
the
that
motherland.
not many do.
Not many do, okay? And most person would be like, what are you doing here? Like, you came from Canada and you came to this country.
It's like seeing Batman in the Gulag.
But let me tell you something. In the last year, a lot of people have done this. I know a lot of people have sold everything here and moved back. And like, realistically, if you have a chunk of money from here and you go live there, you can live like a king.
For sure.
Dude, it's dope. Like, more and more people are moving back. I'm meeting a lot of random, like, buddy from India, Spain, France in my city. My city's like very progressive.
Serbia has become a
very
hub now
young.
for freelancers?
Yes.
What?
Especially IT freelancers, like programmers. Programming in Novi Sad, huge. And you can tell, dude, there's money. It's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
They've never lived better in Novi Sad. Like, dude, like the people I'm surrounded by, everyone's got cars, money. Bars are always full.
You're just leeching off these rich
You just
freelancers.
look around. It's a good energy, okay?
You're like, you got that drink? Yeah, bro. Let's get
There's a
it.
little bit, yeah.
You tell them. You got me right here. Okay.
You're working for that.
This is on your tab today.
Lifestyle wise, I would recommend, man. Would recommend. So I'm glad I did that, and I can train with no hiccups.
Yeah. Oh, you're still training pole vaulter.
Oh yeah, that's
sick.
basically why I moved there. That's my full thing. So I'm training every day. We got an indoor facility that we have access to all day. I'm training with the national gymnastics coach. Like, basically 2-3 guys around me are Olympic gymnasts.
Whoa,
So I do that once a week, and then I have my coach one-on-one for pole vault. And I randomly go rock climb. I'm just I was going hard.
Yeah.
If this is a call, I'm actually I'm in a little bit now.
Nelly, I told you this 5 years ago when I had this idea.
Dip there too.
When I had this idea to move, and this guy's like, "Oh, you're crazy. I didn't." And now he's like, "I want to go to Spain."
You're making it sound so good,
dude. It is, but here's the thing: when you have roots and you built, like I said before we started recording, I miss you guys. I miss my crew that of course. But hey, the internet, okay?
Yeah.
Right. So it's still. You can still do it. We could do a pod over the internet.
We would have if you weren't here. If you didn't pass COVID protocols.
Second, you can come in the country. Whatever, fly over. Listen, you guys got a place to stay in Serbia.
Yeah.
Whenever.
I already had a place.
Yeah, but not in Novi Sad, dude. You're from Sremska Mitrovica.
My parents just built a new house, bro. I didn't need a fucking...
Novi Sad, Sremska Mitrovica. I just got canceled there, but come on, man.
I just got canceled.
You got to go back.
Actually, two of my really good buddies, like a girl and a guy, they both train as well. One went to the Olympics. She's a javelin throw. She's from San Francisco.
Yeah,
So that's why when you saw those pictures, I was like,
bro. How nice is Mitrovica?
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a cute little, smaller place. It's not like I would say it's a big town. It's a small city.
But it's a nice city. It's like.
But listen, it's like Serbia is still in a geographically. There's like Roman Empire. Like
My
his place
city-
has like an underground village, like Roman, like
Roman remains.
like
My
ruins.
city was the biggest city during the Roman Empire time. It was called Sirmium. They believe that there's a golden gate somewhere buried deep
people
under there.
Really?
They're looking for
people
it.
dig treasure where he's from, and there's like a museum. I went to it, and you can see like the city, like they
The
dug it
doors
up.
are like this big because people back then were like short. Like it's wild. It's
And
like
in fact, which is a crazy, like not to say Serbia the best, no, but actually the geographical region, the most Roman emperors are from Vojvodina, like where we're from.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You wouldn't think about it because it's fucking Serbia. What the fuck does Serbia have to do
Yeah.
with Rome or
Oh,
Roman
no,
Empire?
it's-
It's
But the Roman Empire covered almost all of Europe.
Yes,
so
and
whether you're from-
geographically, in between like the Ottoman Empire and Europe, we're like a gate. Like we're right. That's why the Balkans are always kind of hot because it's in the middle of everything.
Yeah,
You know those long cylindrical cathedrals where they raise horses?
Yeah.
They believe in my city that's where they had one.
Oh,
You know, like
shit.
when you play video games, you see those fucking horse races
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
guys like on the.
I don't know what video game you're playing when you see that. I'll be honest with you.
But man, we were jumping
Shit.
off. We didn't jump off the bridge because I was like, dude, I don't want to get injured. But
Not a move,
we
but yeah.
were gonna do that. But there's a rope swing, and we went swimming. we went to the beach.
Did you try swimming
Cool
across?
place.
Wow.
There's a lake there. Everyone tells you don't swim across, and obviously you fucking do it because the current is so strong.
Oh.
You don't want to go. It looks like it's a pretty close distance, but once you get to the middle point,
Yeah.
you
Listen,
get taken.
I've
Dude, I
matured.
got a drowning story almost based on what you just said, but no, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah, almost.
I was gonna say no. I've just matured, so I don't do those kind of things. Like 90% of me is like, dude, I'll swim that right now. Just tell me I can't. Tell me I
Everyone's
can't.
like, bro, we don't
And I
want you
fuel
to
up,
die
and then I'm
tonight.
like,
This man pole vaults the lake, bro.
I think about my sisters and my dad, and I'm like, dude,
Give me a
I
long
can't
stick.
die. Give me a stick.
Give me the longest stick we have. All right, bro. Drowning story. Go.
Oh, drowning story. We're at Grand Bend, and this is how fucking dumb I am. So we're at two beaches. One time we're early in the summer we're at some other beach. I forget what it was. It was a private beach, and you swim from the beach into like about halfway through to where the safety guideline is. There's like a platform where you can stand up. Like I'm 6 feet tall, so it came to my knees. It's very shallow, and so the swim between was like it was very deep, but it wasn't like a bad swim.
Yeah.
We're in Grand Bend. I'm thinking the last time we went, I was in Grand Bend. So now I'm like, oh, if you swim out to the safety net, there's like a whole shallow region there. So me and my
5K, it's okay. It's shallow. It's shallow.
So me and my cousins were like, I'm like, guys, trust me, it's not that bad. We're fine, just go. We probably get maybe a few minutes into the swimming thing. Like I turn around, they're not even there no more. They went back. Like it's too deep. I'm like, nah, fuck, it's not that shallow. I'm swimming, bro, and I'm like, I keep trying to touch it. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Where's this fucking ground? I keep swimming, and I'm like, I'm running out of breath at this point. My chest is literally like, I felt like I could not breathe. I can't take air, and I'm fucking struggling to breathe. And I'm just like swimming, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I keep trying to hit. By the time I feel the ground, I'm ready to just pass out. I was under the water a few times, and then like,
Is it cold too? Is it?
it was okay.
No?
I mean, I was used to the water. I was in it
yeah.
already at this point. But at this point, by the time I hit the sand, I was underwater a few times. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't grab my air. What really fucking pissed me off, and this is going to get canceled, I guess, I see two fat bitches on the fucking island. And I'm like, fuck y'all, bro. How y'all get here? And I'm sitting here struggling to fucking swim
They
into
were there
here.
the whole
Yo,
time.
does-
That's the.
I was so confused as to how they got there.
Question is like, if you say like, yo, I might get canceled. Is that like a tactic to not get
No,
canceled?
I don't give a fuck.
I don't
I'm
think
saying for
that's
him.
how it works.
Yeah.
I think if Joko could have done that, he would have done that.
Listen.
Like, don't cancel me, guys. I'm just here on a visa.
I've got a drowning story as well.
Yeah.
It's not really drowning, but when you said about these fat bitches, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, it's true, man. Don't judge a book by its cover. Listen, I went
bro.
hiking. I went 50K, and it was me, my cousin who's pretty shredded,
Yeah.
and then this one Bosnian like short stubby, fat guy. Not fat, but like
more bulky.
Not athletic. Yeah. Dude, he was by far the most fit.
Wow.
I was dead after like 10K. I'm like, dude, what are we doing? And he's just in the front. Come on, boys. Just they're bred, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it. So don't judge.
Yeah, don't judge.
She might be a freaking Olympic swimmer. She might be
maybe.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Bro, when the pool was open a long time ago, when I went to go swing here, there's this old guy comes in and he got these little tight little Speedo things.
Yeah.
Belly.
Yeah.
Big belly. Like Serbian drinking beer belly.
Yeah. Buoy.
And
he's basically a buoy, man. He floats.
I'm
that might have been
swimming.
it.
That it?
I'm swimming. I'm doing great. I
Floats.
feel like I'm doing fantastic. All I see, like, you know, when you're swimming, you kind of see under the water a little bit. It's a mermaid-esque man with a belly, and he is ripping the water.
Ripping, because they float. Fat floats. So, like, a girl, if you want to know if she has fake tits, you throw her in the pool. If she sinks, they fake,
she's
baby.
floating like this.
Silicone don't float, but fat floats.
Big silicone is gonna pop.
Her fucking tit.
This guy's exposing big silicone. Don't judge a book. He does the fucking turn, and I get up for it. I look behind me. He's done a perfect turn.
Yeah.
Keeps going. I finished my little thing after 30 minutes for 1 hour straight. This man did laps.
Yeah, dude.
He comes out, big beer belly. He's like,
Yeah.
"Is that good for you?" Yeah, was that good for you? I'm like,
man.
"Fuck you, dude." Like,
I've met those mountain men down there
That's
in Serbia,
nuts.
man. It's crazy. They don't look athletic, but boy, it's the
it's
next
built
level
in-
genes.
What is that? It's built into their.
I don't know. It must be like the
Thousands of
elevation,
hours?
the
That?
hours. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
probably
food.
because they do it all the time.
high
too.
fat,
It's-
high fat diet. They got
High
pure
fat
energy.
diet? You think that's a
Hell
good thing?
Of course it is.
I mean, I
You're
honestly
gonna
don't
ask
know.
a Serbian man if
Well,
high
None of y'all are fat
He
to me.
just
What the
showed you a
fuck?
fucking butchered pig
Listen,
in
everyone-
the back of his car.
I see
get-
protein, not fat.
I get asked all the time, like, oh, like, what's your diet? And my first go-to line is, well, first of all, I eat a lot of lard and I cook everything on lard instead of oil.
Wow.
And people are always like, what? And it's like, yeah, dude, oil is poison. Oil is making you fat. Fat isn't making you fat. That's pure energy. But that's the story for another time or later.
Can you show us your abs on camera?
No.
Oh,
You have
I
abs?
don't, dude. If you
he's
want,
shredded.
I don't believe it.
No,
I need to
if
see
you
it.
guys,
I need to see it.
Hey, if you guys
Homosexual.
wanted for me to show my body, I better be getting paid for this. I don't do shit for free anymore.
Yeah,
right?
OnlyFans, right?
I used to take off my shirt for fun. Now it's like, dude, you better earn that. Listen,
We haven't
let's go
earned it
back-
yet? We've known y'all for
let's go
fucking
back
I'm not
to-
letting my girlfriend meet this guy.
Let's go back to the drowning story. Can I
Comes
tell you?
on here all of a sudden, he starts fucking. Oh, guys, you mind if we play shirts for skins? Like, bro, what? We're playing fucking.
I remember I was at Bendo's house. This
Oh,
was
God.
like
Yeah.
I forget her name, to be honest, but his ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
And we were there, and we were talking about shirts, like qualities, and I'm like, oh, this is like a really good shirt. And I'm like, here. And I took it off, and we were looking at the tag, and he's looking at me to the side, and there's actually a picture of this. He took out his phone and took a picture. It's me and his girlfriend, me shirtless, and we're looking at my tag, and he goes, dude, what are you trying to do here? Like, what?
No way.
As a joke.
Yeah,
It's
honestly,
Bendo,
joke.
right? And he's like, dude, you know, like, you can't just do that in front of my girlfriend. You're shredded, dude. What do I look like? A piece of shit.
No, but I'll be honest with you though. When I see like those videos of you like training and like see shit online, like
Yeah.
I'm like, this motherfucker's not human. Like he's not. And I think I commented that. I'm like, you're not human.
Yeah, listen, man, it's
And
training.
the fact that you eat all
Day-
that lard as you're saying, like,
Yeah,
I don't
day in,
believe
day
it.
out.
I've been to his house a few times, and I'm like, "Oh, what'd you do today?" He's like, "Oh, you know, climb the house." I'm like, I'm like, "What do you mean, bro? What are you talking about?" He's like, "You know, like the side of the house, the bricks stick out a little bit. You can grab onto that and climb." I'm like, "I know you can do that. I just don't know why you would do
Yeah.
that."
Or anybody that
Dude,
does that.
when the rock climbing gym was cut because of COVID,
Yeah.
I started climbing the French corners of my
That's
wall.
fucking
Dude,
crazy,
I was
bro.
going and then I'd go on the
The way he's
railing.
describing this, he's like, "You just grab these little French corners, bro. It's not that hard." I'm like, "What the
And I
fuck are you
was
talking?"
going back and forth, and like my neighbors probably think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And my family's already used to it, but it's like, yeah, I was doing laps around my house.
They probably think you're a big fan of Spider-Man or some
you
shit. Just like-
you gotta keep
That's
that.
Milos. He's our
That's next
Spider-Man.
level grip strength, all right? That's where it's
Were
at.
you in special ed class in high school or grade school?
Special ed, yeah. Yeah, actually. Funny story. I was
No, you weren't.
I was
No,
in
you weren't.
no. I'll continue. I was in ESL and FSL.
Okay, that's different.
like second language, because this is what would happen. Like we spoke Serbian at home and Slovak, so I didn't even know English. I went to school. I went to a French school, so I'd show up and they would be like, "Okay, he doesn't speak French. He doesn't really speak English. Like, what do we do with him?" So like,
What do we?
so they asked my dad to start speaking English to us at home, and he's like, "No." So
Why would I do that? We only live here.
I agree with that. No, I agree with that,
We
though.
learned a little English, right? And then like grade 4, I would go to Serbia for like 3 months, and I'd come back in October. I'd be like a month into school, and we'd fly back, and my English and French would be dust.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, all right, FSL. So I'd have like one-on-one learning like I was retarded, and they're like, my name is Milo, you know? And I'd have to learn all that. So yeah, that came out because I'm a '90s kid. That was listen. I don't want to get canceled, but I'm a '90s
I
kid.
have zero sponsors.
No,
And
I
that's
have
the funniest
all
part.
respect for people with all sorts of challenges.
you don't have to preface this, bro. This is
But-
common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was okay. Actually, this is a good clue for that question I asked
Yeah.
you. You take a girl home,
Yeah.
okay? Beautiful
Never
girl.
done that.
Never done that? She brings you. Okay, anyways.
They usually bring me to
That's what I'm saying. They bring you to their house.
Yeah.
Right move. About to do pop. But anyways, you bring a girl home. She's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Things get hot. She's got a dick. But
Let me lace that.
but what's better? Or what would you rather prefer? She has a dick or her pussy's just infected. So you're either guaranteed a STD.
Or mental damage from the.
Yeah.
From the
First of all, if they pull out, I'd be like, listen, we can continue to hang out here and keep drinking, but I ain't touching that.
Or you can say anal's a thing.
No. I'd say, listen, hey, Pedro, listen, let's go back to the kitchen, have a few more drinks, and you go home.
you like basketball? We can go outside, play some ball,
If it's
maybe.
a girl and you're asking me the question, now you've put me in a corner here because both of them suck. But
Yeah.
definitely number 2, and nothing a penicillin shot can't fix the next morning.
No, I don't
Oh,
know.
man, that sounds like he's got some experience. I wouldn't. I
Or
wouldn't write him off.
desperation. Or desperation. One or
I
the
have
other.
just decided in my background of my head, because
That's
I'm
what-
always thinking, I'm
Yeah.
just decided this link is not going to be shared with my family. Okay? This is not a family-friendly podcast.
No.
I'll put a warning, bro. Milos went off on this.
This is squeaky. Is this going to pick up?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, guys, that I'm squeaking so much. Get used to it.
This is picturing that
My
tranny chick
girlfriend's not
right now.
watching. I can't have this. This is
Listen,
ridiculous.
listen. I'm gonna try. I don't even know why I was called here, but I'm gonna try to
No
put
one
this back
knows
on
why
the
this
tracks
happened. There's
and
no
go
track.
back to my drowning story.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
go
please,
ahead.
yes.
'Kay.
fucking 5 different stories.
Listen, so this is university. I was working for Red Bull at the time, and they used to take us to these crazy like team meetings. It'd be like 3 days in some like cabin in the woods, blah blah blah. So we went whitewater rafting right outside Ottawa. And they take us there and we're rafting, you know, and everyone's like athletic or hot. It's like a good group of like young students. Everyone's like, one guy's like a pro wake surfer. Everyone's like, you know, it's a good crew.
Yeah.
And Buddy, who's our guide or who's our skipper, he was like, oh, you guys want to see something cool? He grabs a big rock, right? And he jumps into the water and he just disappears.
Fuck.
And we're like,
That's not
yo,
suicide.
these guys know the Ottawa River. They know it like the back of their palm, right? All of a sudden, about 9 seconds later, and 9 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but if
It's
you
a
think
lot
about
underwater.
it, 1,
Yeah.
2, right? 9 seconds, he pops up 30 meters in the middle of the river.
Holy fuck.
And he comes back and he's like, there's 3 whirlpools here. And if you jump right at this, he's like, right here, if you jump right here, you'll catch 1, 2, 3, and they pull you all the way down and shoot you back up in the middle of the
What
river.
a psychopath. I love it.
And I'm like, I want to do this. Everyone's like, nah. I'm like, dude, I want to do this.
Yeah.
There's maybe 2 or 3 of us that want to. And listen, I love adrenaline, but that's when I realized I'm not a big fan of water, okay? Let me tell you, water is,
Terrifying.
listen.
That's a rough way to go.
I have a life jacket on, okay? I have a life jacket on, and I'm starting to take it off. He's like, no, keep your life jacket on. I'm like, okay. I go to grab a rock. He's like, no. Just jump like this. I'm like, you grab the rock. He's like, listen, I'm a pro. You're an amateur.
Yeah.
He goes, just jump in, needle, like pencil jump, and try to go deep as you can.
Yeah.
So this is no rock, full life jacket. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, 9 seconds. What is that? And I jump in. And immediately I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. And I look up and I'm already 5 meters deep. Like I can already tell that I'm really deep. Like it instantly pulls you. And I'm just going deeper and deeper, colder and colder, darker and darker. And I feel second one. It spins me and it shoots me. And I start doing this, like panicking, like, no, I don't want to do this. And I realize, dude, they're not
You're no
asking you.
longer at-
You're no
yeah,
longer
yeah.
zero, right?
You're already on the ride.
Full life jacket, nothing. And I'm just like, okay, like I'm gonna die, whatever, I'm done. Like I just let go. And it's so cold now. It's dark. I don't see shit. I'm like, this is insane. I pop up like 13 seconds later because when I popped up, he was like, "Yo, that was gnarly." It was like 13 seconds. Like, you hit it well, dude. I pop up and instantly the ego goes back in, and I'm like, "Whoa, yeah!"
this close
I
to
was
death.
terrified the whole 15 seconds.
The guy's like, you hit it well. He's like, you don't know what I fucking just went through, bro. I did.
Dude,
whole
wild.
life
That's
died.
when I realized water's no joke. Being
Yeah.
underwater when you don't want to is no joke. Drowning is awful.
Yeah.
It's the worst way to go.
Basically-
I've always said drowning is 100% one of the worst ways to go.
But then they'll
100%.
say, then people will be like, no, really, because it's that little bit of a minute panic. But after a while, you kind of pass out. You just drink a little water and you're out. So it's actually way better than burning,
Okay, well.
Yeah, drowning,
right?
burning.
Falling,
I mean, that's
in fact, falling, because you think
Oh,
adrenaline
yeah.
and everything, but you have time to think. This dude, you're passed out within a minute and whatever. But yeah, I agree. No, that's when I realized, yo, drowning,
Yeah.
this isn't no fun. But
So
dude,
the second time,
third, so then I went head first with a rock, ankle weights.
what was the second time?
So the rock was just to weigh him down. I'm
Yes,
assuming.
and
Gotcha.
because just so that it makes sure that he hits it. But he was a small guy. I was a little bit bigger, and he said, like, you hit it well. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Like-
that reminds me of like a not South Park, Seinfeld thing where like, I don't know why, this is episode Kramer goes fucking swimming in New York in the fucking dirtiest lake on the
Ew.
planet. And there's this old guy, like they have like a swimming club. It's really weird. And this old guy's like,
What isn't weird about Seinfeld?
It's everything.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's this show. It's really weird.
Kramer is swimming in the and it was like midwinter. And this old guy, he's like, move outside, fucking young buck. And he jumps in the water. And Kramer's like, he sank like a stone. And the guy doesn't come up.
Yeah, literally, just
That could have been you.
man. I got to bring some lard next time to like squeak this out. You know, put some lard
Some
on
that
it.
you're not using.
Yo, also, I gotta. This is bad.
You want a drink?
I do want to drink. There's still some in here, but here's another thing, which is so bad. I came here unprepared. I don't know what I'm doing here. Dude, I gotta go to the bathroom, dude. I gotta pause. I gotta
I'll
pause.
Let's go.
I gotta pause. So unprofessional, but we're back.
I was telling him, listen, tomorrow, this will be like weeks after it comes out. I got a guy on the pod that is a narco journalist, and he worked in
Narcos.
Florida. He had to flee Mexico because his family was like targeted,
Mm-hmm.
and he came to Canada. He wrote a book. It's called The Wolf
What are you
Pack.
saying? We're gonna get together and do some stuff? I'm just kidding.
Another Pablo
I love
Escobar
it.
needs hunting, bro. I'm down.
Do you guys know how much? This is shocking to me. Do you guys know how much cocaine comes into Canada on a monthly basis? If you had to guess,
On a monthly basis.
monthly basis.
I don't know. Man.
Listen,
We won't obviously know because it's illegal. And it's not like we're
Listen,
keeping
I
track.
know
But I'm saying
I
if
know
you had-
that it's way more than we think, and it's the most popular drug in the world, and it's everywhere.
And this is the second largest
Sorry.
market in the world for cocaine.
Canada?
Yeah, buddy.
because
America's
we have money.
the second.
Because,
America's the second.
because we have money.
Fair.
If other countries had more money, they'd buy
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
They just
of
can't
course.
afford it.
Fair.
You know, I would say I'm gonna guess. This is a wild guess. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
No, please.
But if I'm
And if you want to make it even more interesting, give me an estimate, like let's say 10, 20 years from now.
kilos,
Give me, yeah, sure, kilos, tons, whatever you want to do. However, it doesn't matter.
it's honestly a month.
A month.
I'd say it's got to be over a ton.
It's a couple metric tons that
Yeah.
we're aware of. Like,
Yeah,
we're
that's what I'm saying. Over
yeah.
a ton. So like, I was
Yeah.
honestly gonna say 2 tons, but I'm like, I don't want. Yeah, I believe it because, dude, it's
Oh,
everywhere.
you've been in Toronto. You've been in Toronto.
I've been to Toronto.
you've been in
I've been to
Toronto.
Toronto. No, but I've also been to everywhere. Cuba, dude, everywhere you
yeah,
go,
yeah.
it's
But I
present.
have a-
I
I have
used
a
to be
question.
naive, but it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's
I have a question though, because first of all, you said U.S. is the second biggest market. What's the first?
Canada. Sorry, U.S. is the first.
Colombia.
We're the
Oh,
second.
okay, we're the second.
Yeah, we're the second.
No, they're the exporter, not the importer.
We're
I'm
the
kidding.
second biggest importer of cocaine on the planet.
Okay, now second. Obviously, this is
per capita, like, are they?
I'm pretty sure it's just like per volume, per whatever you.
Then we're worse in America if they're because they have 300. Like we have.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, because Canadian, it's bored, dude. It's cold. It's winter. Like in Alaska, I've
So you have nothing
heard.
better to do in cold and winter.
Dude, listen.
This was the
like,
most enlightening conversation I've had in a while. Actually, sorry, this is the first one, and then the Mexican narco guy was the second. Yeah.
No, here's the thing: is like oil rigs, Alaska.
Yeah.
Like they have a huge drug problem
Yeah.
there. Like, what do you do? It's cold. You work. You have good money, relatively speaking. World like
Yeah.
you live really well here, so you have all this money.
I can
and
give
what
you
do?
one
So
thing to
people
do. I can give you
drugs.
one thing to do.
In Alaska.
Like our last guest did, bike in the snow.
Sure.
Dude, my guy was wild.
Listen, I'm all about get high on your own supply, lungs, biking. But hey, as Terrence McKenna says, the ferry only cost a nickel. You know, you can meditate all you want, but you can smoke DMT and get there in fucking 5 seconds.
A serious question though, like,
so much
because
to
how is
unpack.
this measured? Like, how is regulated? Obviously, illegally, if you're saying a couple metric tons, then obviously,
Okay, I'll
it's like-
explain this. I'll explain because that's a good question. How
Yeah.
do you know? So in the book, he wrote about this one.
Just rotate your body a little so the camera
in
sees
this
you.
book,
There
he
you go.
wrote this one thing about how they caught a large shipment of cocaine coming into Canada.
Okay.
They had these massive rocks coming in from fucking somewhere in South America. They were saying
They
these.
put them in rocks?
Okay, so this is after a couple of things happened and like they started catching on how they're doing
Yeah.
it. So obviously
Yeah.
these guys are always one step ahead of the game.
Yeah.
They started putting them in these massive or enormous. We're talking about like several tons.
And they would be like importing marble.
yes.
Oh, you mean
Marble
like,
from like
I looked at
rock,
him
yeah.
like he's retarded. I looked at him like, what do you mean rocks? Not that meant rocks, like bricks of cocaine.
Got rocks. Got rocks.
Massive rocks, and they would put
Oh,
it
yeah.
super deep in there, so
Yeah.
X-ray systems couldn't catch this.
Super deep.
So in 1 year, they went back, and once they discovered how they were importing the cocaine, they're like, oh, there was 19 rocks this year just from this. This is the only like big entry, and every single rock has a metric ton of cocaine in
Yeah.
it. And assuming, best case scenario, only half of them were full. The other ones were dummies, decoys,
Yeah.
whatever. We're still looking at 10 metric tons of cocaine
Well-
just from this avenue.
Wow.
Well, and it's crazy like the extent they go. So they'll they'll take the coke, they'll put it in water, and they'll take clothes and they'll seep it into clothes, dry it out, fold the clothes,
Yeah,
and they'll
yeah,
import
yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
When it gets to another country, they'll take that clothes, they'll re-put it in, they'll extract
They're
it.
always one level ahead.
They're
of
doing
you.
things. They're
that's-
doing things where they're, and that's like clothes. Like they do that a
Yeah.
lot for jail,
Yeah.
like to let bring a shirt for an inmate, but really there's like 2 grams of blow in it. But they'll do like other substances. Well, they'll turn it into something else, and then you have to extract it. Like they get really creative.
Bro,
That's
we live
crazy.
here.
Yeah.
We know exactly. Like you see an article every other week. Oh, we caught 250 kilos of coke in Windsor. Where's the follow up?
But here's
Yeah,
the
How
yeah,
are we
yeah.
keep? What do we keep
but
doing
here's
here?
here's the thing. That's also like amateur status. If you're trying to hide it, the real way, dude. People are people. If you're like, think of the border between America and Mexico or Canada and America. It's so big they can't control that.
Nothing.
It's like every 4 hours an ATV is ripped. You can't control that. So someone at the border, someone who is working there, you're like, listen, I'll give you 10 G's to not touch these 2 trucks.
Yeah. Canada
Done. Like,
and-
you know what I mean? Like, it's so
Yeah.
easy. Like, people are naive to think that, like, the DEA knows. They're almost.
The DA only has jobs because of
the
them.
government is almost saying, like, no, I want this. Like, they're in the game, okay?
Dude,
If they wanted to stop it, they would.
Canada
check
and U.S.
everything.
is the longest land border almost anywhere on the planet between two nations.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
So it's
country's so
like
wide.
you can't control that much
Yeah.
space. But like the what he told me is so mind-boggling, and it's like, bro, when have any of us or any of the people around us talked about any of this shit? I didn't hear a story
All
Bro,
the time.
I read it. Bro, I didn't hear any.
No,
of
this is an interesting topic because
Yeah.
I've always been mind blown of that. Like
Yeah.
this war on drugs, whatever. It's so common in our culture. It's like, how is this happening? So I've done my
Yeah.
I've talked.
It makes
to
me
people
want to
about
be
it.
part of the cartel. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was younger, I'm dead ass. When I was younger, I'm like, yo, that shit looks so fun.
If you're listening, guys.
That's the
your
problem
man right
today.
there.
You only see the highlight reel. It looks so fun, but you don't see them not being able to sleep with a 9mm under their pillow because they're scared for their life.
I don't want to know that part.
Why?
That's how I
know that. I'm rich as
Welcome to
fuck.
reality, baby.
Reality,
You
pal.
can't have the plus with the negative.
That's how the
That's fair.
video game ends.
That is not.
Play the video game, you got to play all the way to the end.
That is not a nice life.
no.
No, not at all. But
Djokovic, on the other hand, that's a fucking nice life.
can you explain
dude.
this motherfucker to me? Because I keep hearing his name. I don't know what the.
You don't know who he is?
I don't
or-
watch football.
Can I break this down for you?
I love how he did this on purpose.
He
I
was
don't
so
watch
good. Let's
football.
cancel it. Let's
Yeah.
get canceled, guys.
Get out of here.
No,
Shout out to
football.
Nolan. Listen,
Like
here's-
European football. Like the
Here's the racket.
the real football.
Here's one thing I'll say, like, just common sense. I'll never turn on my friends, my family, my neighbors, people I like, people that are from,
Neighbor?
I'm not gonna turn on them because
Fuck
they
my
have a
neighbor.
different, varying opinion on a fucking medical. I'm not gonna do that. If you're someone that's gonna snitch on your friend, you're a weird kind of person, and that's how I think in Serbia we look at this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because even here, when we had like certain events, like let's say yoga was open on a day that it shouldn't have been, you have people snitching, you have all this stuff. and you have this like division that's created by these extremists. Whereas like most people in the middle don't give a shit.
Seriously.
No one cares.
It's true.
No one cares.
No one cares.
I don't care what you do. I
But
don't
here's
care what
the
you do.
problem
Live
that
your life.
I don't know from what my experience. Like now that I don't live in Canada, coming back, it's like people here care.
Oh, I know.
Where they
That's
shouldn't.
the problem. Yeah.
Like, you know, and they like, okay, like it's interesting to see like my perspective now, just being in like this is the West. This is like democracy. Okay. It's far from democracy, if I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
Okay, it's starting to look a little more not, you know, I don't even want to say words,
Yeah.
but
I
literally.
didn't choose 3 weeks of lockdown again with 80%.
Tell me,
Yeah.
you know, if you have a different opinion, if you're like, I don't know, like if you have these opinions that are not common, you get harassed here.
Oh, buddy,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Which is it's
Have
scary
you seen
to
that?
me
Have you gotten
because
harassed for any like weird shit that you've said or
that's
any, like,
against the
controversial
whole
you've said?
principles.
No, because okay, so here's my thing. When I say something stupid or crazy or I guess quote unquote, you know, extreme.
Yeah.
Radical.
Radical,
That's a good
yeah.
word.
Even when I say something like that, like or that's unpopular opinion, I tell people, I'm like, if you have an issue, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation.
Yes.
And not once has anybody hit me up to be like, let's talk about it. Because for
Yeah.
me, it's all performative on their behalf too, because they don't give a fuck. They're just doing it because they don't want to be quote unquote canceled or
Yeah.
looked down upon, and they don't give a fuck. So I'm always open to discussion. So if I say, for example, retard, or if I say faggot, if I say any other word that's like deemed unacceptable, I know you want to laugh on that one.
Fuck off.
No, but
I'll take a shot for that
Real,
one.
real quick. If I want to say something that's deemed
Yeah, no.
unacceptable, I tell people, I'm like, I'm not saying it in a derogatory term. And I told you this earlier, where I'm like, it's always the white people that are offended on behalf of people of color or
Nothing worse than that.
listen
something
though,
else.
like we're white,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do you find that you have more of a leeway of saying things?
In front of you guys or just in general?
No, in general.
No, not at all. I mean, I get, because my repercussion, whether, okay, for example, I'm never going to do this. I just got to preface that. If I go out and say the N-word,
Yeah.
right? With an A, not an ER.
Don't hard R.
Yeah, no, if I say the N-word, I'm going to get punched in the face, whether I'm
True.
brown,
That's
whether I'm
true.
white, yellow,
But
whatever.
here's the problem because like I went to
Herman.
WF Herman. Like it's I would say
course
like
you did, you fucking
minority black.
Yeah.
So like I grew up in the culture and everything, and we were told, no, say it right now,
Yeah.
get it over with, say it. Like it was normal. Yeah, no, seriously, it was in high school. It was normal for me to say the N-word all the time, like in a normal way,
In a
not
way.
like.
But you're not going up and
Not
saying
like,
it with derogatory
do
way.
this.
Yeah,
No, like in a what's up, my boy.
My boy.
It was normal, right?
Say it right now.
No, it was normal. Now listen,
I agree.
But as
Yeah, I get what
as
you're
like
saying.
when I went to university, that's
Yeah.
where my mind was, and I wasn't even that aggressive, but I was a little more like risque. And
Yeah.
some people were like, they came from like Etobicoke, and they're like, "Brah, you don't say that."
Yeah,
like
yeah.
who the fuck are you? And I'm like, you know, it took a while for me to understand that. I was lucky. I was in a community in Windsor, Ontario, in a specific where that was normal, but that isn't normal. You know, it's very complicated. But I agree with you guys. At the end of the day, it's like you got to look at the whole picture. You can't just
Yeah.
like zoom into the word he's using. What is
Of course.
for me that the definition of a word is different. So like you guys said, like okay, like example the word like fag, like whatever. That never meant anything homosexual to me.
At all.
Nothing.
Never.
That was that basically meant like
You're not cool.
loser
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
Yes.
something completely different. So and listen, and I respect that it has changed, and I don't use the word anymore on a regular basis. But if it slips out and I'm talking about something, if you catch on to just that word, I don't even care about you. I don't even want to be your friend.
Exactly.
If you can't see past that one. You
especially
know
if
that
it's a
I'm
slip-up.
not. You know that I'm not like
Yeah.
Homophobic.
anti-homophobic.
It's all about intent, right? It's all
It
about
is.
intent. Are your intent malicious? If it's not, like, what are we doing?
And this country is one of the worst for going overboard.
Yeah.
Like there's this balance, right? You can't be racist, you can't be like crazy, bigot, all this bullshit. But you also can't be like anti anything. You have to be in the middle. And we've gone on this side. Like literally anything you say.
But you know what I think it is? And again, I don't understand. Like I accept it all, I respect it all, but I don't understand the need for inclusion in everything. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I mean like certain people have like this thing where like, oh, because I'm a person of color, for example, I need to be included in this conversation. It's like, no, you don't.
Right.
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, like what doesn't make sense to me, but maybe I'm unqualified and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but it becomes a problem when you start putting like hard numbers.
Yeah.
If they're like, okay, we need 5% this.
Yeah,
so
that's
someone's
really
coming
gross.
to my like I'm creating 10 positions of work. I'm looking at your resume. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what your name is. I don't care. I'm looking at you. Are you qualified? No. You have to have 20% this. You have to have this. Now we're going against like the best person's going to get the job.
Yeah.
But
We're doing opposite of what we're trying to accomplish.
But I also
Absolutely.
understand that when it's wrong in this way, you have to fight and kind of push it this
Yeah.
way. So I'm honestly not even on this side or this side. I'm just kind of in the middle, being like, I don't know what's
That's
right.
what he said,
I don't know what's right. You know what I mean?
How did
Like,
Djokovic get out of this? Okay, guys, let's go back to Djokovic. How did
Yeah,
he
this
get
is
out of
good.
this?
Okay, who is this person?
Okay, so here's the
Dude,
situation.
he is the
football?
best tennis player
Oh, he's a tennis player.
in the world.
Here's the situation.
He is number one.
I know 2 tennis players. Who? Nadal and Federer. Those are the only 2 players I know.
look
I don't
at me, look at
Oh,
me.
and Serena and
Of
Venus.
course, those
Yeah,
are the
of
only
course.
two.
And Serena and Venus. Come on, let's go.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Serena and
Listen,
Venus.
those two were like the past generation. They were the best.
Let me elaborate.
Someone came in
From a little place called
really
Serbia.
place called Serbia.
Who's now better than both of
Who's
them?
now, and they will admit, they will admit by statistically he's better than them.
Yeah.
But
So-
people don't want to give that away because Federer is a fancy Swiss.
That's okay. So that's our
adult-
perception of this.
No, but
That's I'm saying that's like Serbian
It's
people.
true, it's
That's like
true.
the general perception.
But I'm trying to
to put that aside.
Well, listen, I am Serbian. No. I am Serbian, but I'm born in Canada and raised in Canada.
Okay.
So I would say myself, I'm more like international. I kind of see, this is my ego talking. I have this better view than anyone, right?
You're right.
No, but I'm not saying he's he's the best, but it does come off like they had it a lot easier. Like, think about this. Federer's father never had to borrow money from the Mafia just to pay for tennis lessons.
Right.
Like, this guy came from nothing, and that's why now he's this big topic, because he's like a working class hero, because he came from zero and he beat
I'm sorry.
Federer.
Yeah,
and you know
Can
what
I
I mean?
say something?
Please, please.
Man.
What's so funny about this? Please tell us.
Working
why you
class
think-
hero. That's what they call him.
PC culture. What's so funny about that? Huh? You think working class people are a joke?
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
He borrowed money from the Mafia.
No, not
Allegedly.
Mafia.
And
No,
the best thing he can do,
Allegedly.
allegedly, and the best thing he can do is put him in tennis lessons. He could make a real
no.
fucking
Okay.
sport.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
trying to-
Hey, he made 100 plus
Listen,
million. He made the
no,
right call.
luckily.
No, let me. Okay,
Luckily.
listen. This is going on the internet. I have to keep going. Don't snip this out. Not Mafia.
I will edit whatever this is to make it look so
Listen.
bad on you. Sik's gonna look like a fucking
Listen.
goat. I'm gonna send
You-
I'm gonna send this to every
You know what I'm
Western
talking
media outlet.
about. I need to
Brave
explain this to
Canadian
you.
stands up
They're
to
gonna stop you
Serbian
mid pole
fucking
vault, bro.
mafia.
You're gonna be going to pole vault. They're gonna be like, hey, wait.
Let's erase Mafia. That is not the right word.
Brave Canadian talks about Djokovic's controversial mafia past. Every CNN, NBC running
That is the problem of today. That right here.
You're the problem.
You're the problem. You're the
I'm just trying to
problem.
get clicks.
Everyone else is the problem.
I'm
not
just trying to
me.
get clicks,
Oh
bro.
my
That's
God.
all.
The way
No.
I see it right now, you're to my right, you're the right-hand Republicans, you're the left-hand Democrats. I'm pretty neutral over here.
I'm just trying to get clicks, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, here's the thing.
Fuck
I
Dennis.
guess I'm the guest, but
a hoe?
I'm the only
No
one.
guests
I'm
here.
the only
I'm
one
a guest
railing
too.
this to a normal direction. Listen, mafia is a bad word. I'm trying to translate zelenashi, which means there's these people who have cash, right? And you need cash.
Like
right now.
loan sharks.
Yes, there you go.
That's a great-
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm trying to translate because my
fair
mind
enough.
isn't English right now. He took money from loan sharks because he needed to pay for his son, right? Like, that's how low he had to. It's not that it's low stooping, but it's
almost
What you have to
desperation.
do.
Desperation.
What you have to do.
desperation. Dude, your country's getting bombed. It's tough times. So he's like this poor guy who ended up being one of the best tennis players of all time.
Yes.
The
Semantics
debate.
at that point.
Debate. Michael Jordan, LeBron, blah blah
Fair
blah.
enough, fair
I watched Space Jam 2. I wanted to cry.
It's Michael
I
Jordan.
How
refuse.
bad it was.
I
After Space
refuse.
Jam 2, it's gotta be
I'm not
Michael.
ruining
I
Space Jam.
wanted to
It
watch
was close up until that movie got released.
Because
Then
I'm a
it's like-
filmmaker, I wanted to see what it is. And let me tell you one thing, and I'm not afraid to say it. LeBron, you're a awful actor. Stick to basketball. I respect you. You're such a good athlete, and you're an animal. And good for you. I respect that. But you're an awful actor. MJ somehow had this swag where he was an okay actor. You didn't look at him. He didn't try.
I don't think he was acting.
He didn't care.
I don't think he was acting,
listen. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah,
okay? Actors, it's a skill. You can evolve it, but you either like this guy. It just wasn't good in all levels. Whereas Space Jam 1, shit. But then again, Dal, am I just like brainwashed because I'm a 90s kid?
100%.
Are we just like unaware?
That movie's probably horrendous.
I don't think so, but I'm
watched
trying
it
to
several times.
I'm trying to think of, I'm trying to think the other side too. I don't think I'm the smartest person ever.
Right.
But like realistically, I'm looking at the movie and I'm understanding what they're trying to do. And I'm not mad about like the technology. Like it has to be relevant.
They made that rabbit ugly? The hot rabbit?
They didn't make her ugly. They took her tits away.
No, they brought her into like more of a realistic like 2D.
Her back was hurting, bro. They didn't give her them titties.
It's not that. It's the storyline. Like as soon as it started, I could have told you everything.
Great stuff, man. That's great stuff from you. World class. You can tell this guy does this professionally, bro. He's getting paid. I'm here fucking around. This guy's getting paid out here.
It's got your name on it, motherfucker.
You can see the difference in quality, like levels to this game.
But no, I agree with you, bro.
There are levels to
My
this
thing with
game.
Space Jam is like I watched it again a few months ago, and it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like the greatest movie. But for the time that it was made, it was great.
Good, yeah.
And so for me, that's why I refuse to watch Space Jam 2. I'm like, I don't want to tarnish the memory I have.
It
of
honestly
Space Jam.
has nothing to do with Space Jam.
Not at all, but
which
it's
is good,
it's the
which
name,
I like.
It's the franchise.
It did its own thing.
Yeah.
But that's exactly it. You can tell that they're just using the name to hype it up, and which I actually really enjoyed because there was a scene in it where they were like, "Oh my God, MJ's coming," and it's like slow smoke, and it starts at the shoes, and it's coming up.
And then 2?
Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, they actually got MJ to be in this, and I'm like, there's no way. And it ended up being Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, that's great.
The actor.
That's good. That's good.
fun.
And they go, you got Michael B. Jordan? We wanted Michael A. Jordan. And I was like, only for this scene am I okay to watch 2 hours of this. I was like, they're literally making fun of themselves how shit this is. Yeah. That no way Michael Jordan would be okay with this.
With doing this.
Noise.
Is this the first time this has happened?
That's the first time this ever happened.
I left this country because no one wanted me here. Dude,
This guy fled because he's spilling fucking vodka tonics all over the place.
Actually, this is a good segue into a story I have for you guys. Just so you can see what kind of a human I am. I'm actually so mad at myself for that, dude.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I know I care more than you right now. You don't care. I didn't put it on any equipment, but like, what a joke. So listen, I'll just keep going because hopefully the sound is so bad that you remove all of this.
I wonder what this sounds like. I'm actually curious.
It's gonna sound like fucking.
It sounds like ASMR gold. Oh, yes. Okay.
We've officially gone off the rails, boys. This is lovely. This is more than I could have dreamed of.
Listen.
This is beautiful.
So here's just a sum up of my character. I was an interesting child. My dad says I was a very good child. I was actually very, to the
By the books?
By the books.
Straight edge kid.
I was.
Yeah.
People who know me from high school and university would be mind blown to hear that because I kind of went off the rails and I'm a savage. But listen, I was a very good kid. I would listen to my father.
Megan Thee Stallion dance.
So listen, I'm in McDonald's. I'm in Novi Sad, Serbia, McDonald's. It was the first McDonald's open. This is back when I was maybe 10, 12.
Okay.
Young.
First
young
McDonald's
kid.
there.
First
not in general.
In the city. No, it was the first one ever. Ronald McDonald served me.
Cut the ribbon for the first McDonald's.
Hopefully, test. No, I'm not peeking because I'm loud.
No, you're good.
When I went to the bathroom earlier, I was like, am I too loud, dude? My energy is...
No, you're good.
Calm down. So listen. So I'm at this McDonald's. It's the whole family. And I spill my drink, just like I did here.
Yeah.
Poof, it spills. And my dad's like, oh, Milos. And the nice lady who was there was like, no, don't worry. And she brought me a new one. And she puts it down.
Oh.
And my dad goes, Milos. And this is a normal question in Serbia. He's like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
How did you spill that? And I went, like this, and I spoke the next one. If that doesn't sum up my personality, holy shit. And my dad just goes, do I get mad at him? Do I reward him? I don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do.
You don't.
It's like trying to control a hurricane.
Seriously, you
can't do it.
Yeah,
That's
and I know my nephew now. He'll do things, and
It's funny, yeah.
You can't get mad at him. It's so it's smart. It's whatever, but it's so like mischievous. And this, I literally did that like just like this. So this makes sense. So I'm sorry.
Here's the story I always tell about Milos. When we were in university, this is my favorite Milos story because it's not really like anything crazy. It's just
I don't know this story. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Me and my friends were walking down the university, fucking I don't know, next to the bookstore, and we're stressing. Yeah, we're stressing, bro. It's like second, third year university engineering, electrical. We're
Electrical engineering.
I was like, this is fucking
we got it easy.
Real university, okay. I'm not the one that thinks no, music's the same, no film's the same. No, it's not.
Nah,
the same.
I'm sleeping.
Good for you.
I just study
6 hours,
shit,
bro. I'm sleeping. Me and my boys are stressed. We're sleeping 6 hours. Like, fuck, I got an exam tonight. And I got to get home after, and I'm like, I got to do one in the morning. Like, I don't know if I can do this. We're all losing it. I see this fucking kid on roller skates.
No, longboard. Yeah.
Gliding across. Yeah. Gliding. Literally, like he was floating in front of
campus.
us. Like I was seeing some sort of weird Jesus-like figure. I don't know if you had the long hair back then. Maybe you did.
I don't know.
And I'm like, oh, Milos, like, it's like I was like happy to see like a human being. Like I was like out of prison or something. Like, oh, what's up, bro? How was film school? Like, how are you doing? I was hoping to give some sort of fucking. He's like, bro, it's, it's pretty easy. Like it's all right. Like I'm just here having a good time, vibing. Like, he told me some like really like hippie shit. I'm like, I'm like, you got exams? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, bro. Like,
Yeah. Now I understand why. Later, 5 years later, he's like, dude, I quit my engineering job to be in multimedia, to be where you are.
Yeah.
Because you realize how fun it was.
it was so
No, listen,
fun.
it is
I
hard
looked at
work.
that moment, and that moment might have been, and honestly, looking back at it, might have been one of those like,
What am I doing?
he's doing this, and he's not worried. So it's obviously either he's a psychopath and he's not worried about it, because like only a psychopath would not worry about no future, or he believes that there is a future and he's not worried in that sense.
I'm glad you brought this up because listen, it's funny. It's like anything you do, I always say it's how much you put into it. So like you can finish film school and literally do almost nothing. But I was in the, like, I did do a lot. Like, there was moments in 2 weeks, dude, I had like 2 films. I was director on both films. I had to like edit them out. It was like 2 weeks of literally no sleeping. Same thing, 4 hours. Then you have to go to practice. You got to track meet. Like, it was havoc. But I knew, I was like aware enough to know that my 2 weeks of havoc and of hard work was nothing compared to someone doing like a physics degree.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
brutal.
it's a different type of grinding. So I knew I was lucky. So that's why I was always positive, and I was like, it's all good. Even though sometimes, trust me, it gets hard, especially like,
I agree.
especially if you're like, some people go in and they never direct anything. They never, they just hold the microphone. They do the bare minimum. I'm here like editing all my films.
Because you
like,
love doing it. That's what you
I do,
love.
yeah, and writing. So we still put in the work.
Yeah.
And like athletes too, like at the end of the day, you're still training at least 4 or 5 hours a day. And now you have to like worry about exams and stuff. I just knew I was lucky because my exam, I didn't have to study for it. I already knew what a camera was. I knew what ISO was. Like, I didn't study for my exams because,
what my friend
because
said
I'm
after that?
filming shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But as an electrical engineer, you might know everything. You need to study because you're
still get fucked,
in a certain like topic where even the professor is like,
It's changing even that level.
It's changing.
You know what my friend said after that?
crazy.
You know what my friend said after? Like, he never met you.
Yeah,
He didn't even,
no,
he
yeah.
just said hi, bye, whatever.
I don't even remember this.
He told me, he's like, you know what? I think that guy's going to live to 100. I'm like, what a fucking thing to say. I'm like, and it's so spot
104.
on.
104 is
I'm like,
my...
it's so spot on. He's like, he doesn't have any stress. He looks like he's doing art. Like, I'm fucking, we really all had a hard look at our realities that we're in, which is like this brutal
This
field.
is why I love life. Because of like a random connection that it was so minuscule to me. I see Nena on
We
campus.
see it all the time, yeah.
Oh, Nena, okay. I forgot about that. And to someone's thinking like, this guy's going to live. I love that interaction with humans where, and I talk to people now and they're like, yo, you said once this. And I'm like, oh, I said that. Like people pick up on
Of
things.
course.
Like
You don't
words,
know the effect
words
of
aren't.
the-
You know, words.
Yeah. Well, I was
sticks
just
and
gonna say
stones
to you-
break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Bullshit.
They'll affect
Words
me.
mean a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's one
Lives
thing
are
I
being
accept
destroyed
with
over
the new
words.
generation. Words mean a lot.
yeah.
Okay, I still think of words that have been.
Yeah. Well, like I never
to
told
me.
you this now. That's what kind of what I was going to tell you right now. Is like I've been inspired by you just watching you work. You know what I mean? Like, all through like my university degree. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like watching you and even with Tony. Like when I met you through Tony, I was just like, man, I want to do what he's doing.
I remember when you told me this. Yeah, I remember this.
And I'm like, I want to do what you're doing. Because, like, you seem like you were just fucking on the top of the world, bro. This guy's in probably his third
What a-
year at the time or something. He's just on the top of
What
the
a
world.
fake. Right? No, I'm kidding.
But for real, I was inspired by you. And just, it had to do with the fact that, I agree with you. We didn't have it as bad as, like, engineers have it or medical students have it.
It's
And,
all
like,
relative. I don't want.
It
this
is
fucking-
relative.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it
whatever
is.
your worst is.
No,
it's
but
your
it is-
worst.
I agree, but for me, I didn't
We're all
study
on
for
the
a
same
single
level.
exam.
Yeah.
I didn't study for a single exam.
I got
Dude,
you.
I graduated university with a 97 average because, like, all I did was work.
Right,
I didn't
Yeah.
study once.
Right.
And
Yeah. No, and I agree. Like I basically the only reason I can say that I studied is because I wasn't in pure film. I did arts and science. So like my first year I had calculus. I had like random shit like Greek civilization. So it was like
Right.
Greek civilization, dude. If you're not studying for Greek civ, you're failing. Like, you know what I mean? Like this guy,
Guys,
this
they
professor.
lost. Their thing didn't go through. They went
fuck.
bankrupt.
I'm thinking
Why are we
mythology.
studying
I'm
Greek
like-
civilizations? These guys are failures. I'll say it first.
Bullshit
Cancel
because
me
of
in Greece.
art. Because of art.
I'm thinking
No,
mythology.
you
I'm like
read-
Zeus.
listen.
and
They're
shit.
failures. They
No,
went
you
bankrupt.
read
They asked for money
Aristotle.
from Germany. Why are we
You
studying
read
guys?
these Greek like philosophers, and they had the same
Orgies.
problems
Oh.
we had today. Like I'm reading.
That too.
No, that's where
Little
we got.
boys.
No, we got lost there. Sexually, we're lost because they had it better back then. Okay.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, everyone now is cheating
No,
on each other.
no,
Everyone's all this stuff behind
That's
their back.
just you, bro.
Be open.
They were
Be
fucking
open.
little boys. How's that better?
No, they were going between the thighs.
Stop it.
This guy. Are you worried
What?
for Epstein?
What?
Are you an Epstein clone?
No, I was about to say
you-
what it's
Yo,
better.
that's
It's better to
crazy.
hide it on
That's
an
crazy.
island and to ship off the biggest people in the world to an island. To no,
No, it's not better to do it regardless.
We've
You-
gone off
No,
the
I-
rails.
okay,
I love it.
I
I'm so
agree.
in. This is
I
an Alex
agree.
Jones type podcast now, guys.
Yo, you can't say his name, bro. You're gonna get canceled.
Sandy.
you'll bleep it out, dude. You have editing genius.
I'm
on
editing
you.
shit. He's editing everything.
It's my podcast, actually. I'm editing.
Wait, whose podcast is
Fuck,
this?
I know it's the worst.
No, you know what I love.
It's okay, no, this is the thing. The full circle of life. Full circle of life. So now that I've switched career paths, you know this. You know
Yes.
this. I've gone to something different. I got a guy like my friend Stefan. He comes to me and he's like,
Sabetta?
no, Millie Doug. He's a younger generation.
She's the only Stefan I know too. Don't
He's
worry.
like, bro, like, he's like, you want to play footy on Friday?
You gotta edit. You gotta edit like a
fist
like a pow.
Every one
time.
of those pumps is like 2,000 hours
If you
of
don't,
editing
if
for
you
me.
don't do that, you're nothing.
So this kid comes to me and he's like, you want to play like footy on Friday at 10 a.m.? I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll play footy Friday at 10 a.m. He's like, oh, really, bro? Like, the only people that can do this are like my drug dealer friends and like you. I'm like, yeah, why? Like, I'm free. I can fucking 10 p.m. Friday?
Because of your career change.
Right.
Yes.
So he looks at that. He's like, how do I get to that? I'm like, bro, if you want to listen to me, it's gonna be a grind, but you can get to it. It's not impossible. I've done it, so you can do it. So now I'm showing him the ropes. He messaged him a little bit, trying to get a little more
Yeah.
experience with editing clips. He's starting to get his own clients. I'm like, dude, it's not that hard. People think like you can. It's hard to escape this 9 to 5 bullshit, bro. We have 3 dudes in a room right now that have all done it. You're not doing it. You're not really doing it. I mean, you're doing a job, but like
It's
No,
not. It's not a
listen,
9 to
it's
5
not the
corporate
9 to
job.
5.
This
Yeah.
is what
It's
I
possible.
Listen, this is what I always tell people. When people look at me and they're like, dude, what do you do? Like your life's so like what are you
Where are you
doing?
working towards, right?
Like no, they're like what do you do? Like you don't work, you just do this, you do that. I'm like, listen, anything you want to do in life, you have to work.
Absolutely.
So I'm still working a 9 to 5. I just choose that 9 to 5 whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
One day I don't, whatever.
Right.
It's just not scheduled. But if you add it all up, dude, if you're not working, you're nothing.
In fact, you're working more than a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
You
you're
know what I
working
mean?
more,
I'm
yeah.
still doing shit. Like I'm not just sitting there
Exactly.
jacking off, not doing anything.
Right.
Like,
Unless you
you're
want to be a porn
constant-
star, then you can do that.
Even
That's
that.
the right
Listen,
route.
even that. Today, there's so many other porn stars. You have to worry about marketing. What's your image going to be? What
big
girls
is
are
your
you going to
cock?
get?
7, 9, 11?
My point is, everything matters.
find your audience.
You can't
That's
just
all I'm saying.
you can't just fuck. Everyone fucks. How are you going to film it? What camera do you use, dude? They're
What's the
entrepreneurs.
lighting like?
That's why
How is the audio going to be captured? There's levels
seriously,
to the point.
That's
you
why,
smell like.
That's why I respect those girls, Leo, Lulu, and all those. You know, like,
Okay, give me your top 3 right now.
top 3. Oof.
Names.
Well, okay, wait. Top 3 in business
Right now.
aspect, or like visually how they look.
Top
or
3
whatever.
that you're viewing right now.
You're viewing right now? Put that shit away, dog. There's 2 men in the room.
Danica Mori.
Who?
Japanese chick?
Damn, you guys don't
Who?
know
Say it
Danica
again?
Mori?
I don't know.
I actually don't, and I'm a
Danica
pretty avid
Mori.
fan.
I don't know.
Amateur, French, buddy. Her
I'll write that down, champ.
Husband's
My
got
show notes?
No,
husband's-
fuck that. I'm not
husband's
jacking
got
off the
a-
way you had jack off,
Husband's
too.
got a hammer. No,
Brother,
okay.
we all
Danica
do-
Mori.
He said husband's got a hammer.
Well, you got to visualize yourself in it.
No, but I'm saying
So if it's
husband,
small,
she's married.
So you only watch Blackboard? Like Blacked?
Listen, what's the
You gotta
other one?
visualize. This is what I'm saying.
You know what?
I'm going straight to the micro penis section.
I don't
dog.
watch anything but black
Who
because I
else?
can't visualize myself with a small penis. So I need to watch the stuff that relates to me.
I'm gonna.
Kevin, don't tell me about black penis.
And then I'm gonna go more on looks on the other two, and I'm gonna go. You know what? Megan Rain has always been a.
Bro, who are
I don't know
Rain
names.
has always been a big one for
don't
me.
know these, bro.
And
I
then
don't know
I'm gonna
these.
go
Who are
old school.
these?
About 5 years ago, Tori Black. She's
Oh, that's
out
a
of the
good
game.
pickup.
She's
That's a
out of the
good-
game, but she's good.
Okay.
That's
But-
a good pickup.
I'll be honest with you. That name, Tori Black, I only know because me and my brother had a conversation one time, but he's telling me, he's like, yo, you gotta watch this girl, bro. She's fucking fire. And I'm like, who? He's
But
like,
you know what? I'm over her actually. I'm more now like the whole amateur game where it's like I can literally picture myself.
That's my
doing
thing.
it.
That's my thing.
That's why the amateur game's picking up. That's why Danica Mori's huge. Also, Leo Lolu. They're this French couple, and you know what I've kind of I was interested to see like what they've become because they have it's no face. Like, you can't see her face or hers. So
That's
it's
kind of
like,
weird. I
No,
like that.
because you don't know who they are. But here's the thing:
Was you good, bro?
Get out of here. When they, you can see who's immature. We're talking about pornography,
Straight
which
up.
is so relevant
So
today.
good. Like you're.
And this guy's
It's like an
I know.
ESPN breakdown of.
Are you a
these fucking-
virgin, you fucking
of the-
child? He's
No,
like,
because he's like, well, I got LeBron in the top 5, but let me tell you about Dana
Listen,
Ray.
no,
She's been sucking cock since
I have to add to
1998.
this. I have to add
She's
to
a great-
this. We were talking with my boys. Imagine you can bet on like porn stars to see how popular they'll be. And you know what the first comment was on Reddit? I put all my money on Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins, the fantasy
That's it. If you're not putting all in
already
on
at the
Johnny
top.
Sins, you know. Seriously.
He's
You know what I mean?
everything.
How funny
Astronaut
is that?
doctor.
How
He's
good
got
is
it all.
the meme.
Johnny Sins, Sin Life, baby. No, listen. Listen.
He watches for the guys.
This is like the porn draft. I've got Johnny Sins in the
I've got
first round. He's got a
Johnny
tongue-
Sins,
his
James
tongue like a teeter
Dean,
remote.
and
He's an
Pascal.
absolute
I
treat to
want
have me
Pascal
around.
sluts on here. Those three, they're killing everyone. No, listen.
He's got the biggest dong in
no,
the
I'm actually
in
a
the
Manuel
game.
Ferreira fan too. He's a good guy. The French accent.
Is that the guy with the insured penis?
What?
I don't know. Manuel Ferreira
There's a
is-
guy.
I'm
That's not the
here,
guy. That's
y'all.
not the guy. There's a guy that's got his cock insured for $1 million.
Honestly, rightfully so.
Listen,
That's the reaction.
If you're in that game, if you're in that game,
insurance.
if you're in that game, you gotta do
guys,
it. Bro. When you're a rapper, you better
you don't
your
even
course.
understand how in depth this.
Just based
this
on your
podcast
mustache,
is.
I know how big you are in the game.
Listen.
I thought you were in the game.
Listen to this. Listen to this. In Bosnia, in Bosnia, there's these names that are not like now there's another topic. Bosnia.
This is the D League.
Serbian, Whatever.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
These are the young,
They're-
young
the names,
up-and-comers.
Yeah.
the names aren't Slavic, right? And you're like, why? And there's a name called Yemezdin.
Sounds
Yemen.
Arab as fuck.
Well, yes, a lot of Arab influence in Bosnia. Yes, Yemezdin.
Yemezdin.
But listen, Yemezdin. Why Yemezdin? In our culture,
That's a fire name.
That is funny.
Anyways, continue.
okay,
I'm in.
it's going to be even more fire when you hear where it comes from. Yemezdin.
Syphilis.
The J, not far off. The J in our language is a
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Yemezdin, James Dean. So when James Dean The actor was popular. People were like, I want
That's the guy that's got
Dean.
injured cock. James Dean. That's the guy.
Well, okay, James Dean, the porn star, but the actual actor James
This is
Dean.
an actual
the
actor,
actual
James Dean.
Yes, who based his name off of him,
I
was very
gotcha.
popular then, and people were like, "Oh my God, James Dean, Yemesdeen," and that is the name Yemesdeen,
That's
which is
fire. I
crazy.
never thought about
I never made the connection.
Yo, people are smart. Yo, porn stars are smart.
dude.
All you fuckers
yeah,
saying like
James
porn stars are like dumb as fuck. They
I
have no
never- who said
education.
that?
I've had conversations with people. They're like, no, porn stars are only porn stars because they couldn't have proper
Yeah,
jobs.
ask them what kind of car they drive and where they live. These people aren't stupid. They're entrepreneurs.
No, they're smart.
Listen, they okay.
Bro, if you're
they
getting
sing-
5,000 a scene to get
Listen.
pounded, you do that shit for
Listen to
free.
me,
How
listen to
fucking
me. Listen to me.
lazy are
There-
you?
It is.
That's your life.
It is
Oh, lazy.
in a way.
Why is she
it's-
getting pounded, you little shit?
For $5,000.
in a way, it's the easy way out. It's the first ever job. Like it's the first career ever in nature, and I'll prove that with a study.
No one's-
But listen, it's the first career
He
ever.
pulls out a Harvard study. He's like, guys, I want to
yeah.
see this. Tell you about brothels.
Yeah, it's the fucking
From the
book of
17th
this
century.
thing.
You know, it is the first career, and it's
Sex work is the first.
It is. Sex work
not
is,
just-
okay, I'll
in
give that.
nature. It's
Yeah.
part of us, but that's not enough. These guys are entrepreneurs. Like I said, they're taking an image. They're building a brand. Like
course.
it's no joke. That's why I respect them. You know, a lot of whatever. Before before it was different. When the big corporations, when you have these big industries who are controlling.
Yo, when Bang Bros isn't hitting you up no more.
When
You
you
guys getting paid by the minute by Bang Bros.
when you have
and
very
brothers.
rich white guys controlling these women, that's bad. But in today's society, you don't need to be with a company. You can do it yourself.
Of course, OnlyFans. Shout out to OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, YouPorn, all these things. They're creating their own
Wait,
thing.
what was the second
Either
one
you
you
paid
said?
for a OnlyFans
it
service.
gives them
what?
their
Have either of
credibility.
you paid for an OnlyFans service?
Never.
Never in my
I
life.
refuse.
And I
Who is paying for OnlyFans?
Desperate
lot of
people. Incels.
not desperate. No, you know what it is. Here.
People with a lot of money?
No, listen, I've never paid for one, but here's how I understood why people pay. I'm on internet, and all of a sudden, a girl that I went to high school with, who I always had a crush on.
Which one?
This is theoretical.
Oh, okay.
This is
Yeah,
theoretical.
theoretical.
I know girls I went to high school with that I got crush
Comes
on.
up, and all
After the pod, though.
says, I have an OnlyFans. It's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I'm intrigued. I want to see her naked. Like, that's not me being an animal. That's me being a man and human. I want to see
I
her
agree with
naked.
that.
You know what I mean? Like, let me see what's under there. It's
Yeah,
nature.
you can't buy her a drink and take her out for dinner.
No, I
if
don't
it
even
goes
know where
well.
she lives or anything. But yeah,
So he has dinner himself and drinks himself
in a
while you
way,
watch her
that's why
OnlyFans.
people
For
pay.
$5.99, you can just do that.
That's why it works.
The privacy of your own home.
That's why it works. People say, "Oh, there's free porn." Yeah, but you don't know those girls. This person, you know, you have a connection.
But that's
to.
different though. I mean, okay, for me, for example, like my podcast co-host Karlee Steele.
Yeah.
Right? She has an OnlyFans.
Okay.
I refuse to buy her OnlyFans. And I've told her this to her face.
But
I'm
is she
like,
getting naked or is she just
No,
doing
she's doing
exclusive
everything.
content?
Just sending you the
No,
things off
No,
air.
she's not sending me
No,
nothing.
but that's
She's got a
because you're
boyfriend.
not.
She does it with her boyfriend.
No,
Yo,
but that's
chill,
because you're not
chill.
interested. But think of a girl in
But no,
university that you had a crush on.
that's what I'm getting to though. It's
Like she's just handing it to him under the fucking.
no, stop.
Show me in real life. Take it off now.
She's got a boyfriend,
Lock the
bro.
door.
He's a co-host.
He could be in there watching.
No, none of that shit.
could be the ref.
Not in a very Seinfeld moment here. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not there's anything wrong with
Not
that.
that there's anything wrong with that.
But-
But carry on.
No, but the thing is, she has an OnlyFans. And I told her, I'm like, Karlee, I would never subscribe to your OnlyFans. But she has Patreon subscribers who are also women who do it not because they're interested, solely to just support her.
Oh, nice. See, there's that community.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's why
But
there's
that's not
beauty
as
in
crazy
this.
as. Here's the crazier part. She has people that support the podcast with a Patreon.
No, that's different though. Well, we don't have a podcast Patreon though. We have a.
Oh, it's a total. It's like a.
It's part of her Karlee Steele Patreon.
Okay, so how many of those? Like, if you had to guess, how many of those would be for the podcast, and how many for her butt pics?
Well, there. No, her
What a great topic. By the way.
This is a fantastic.
no, her photos aren't on Patreon.
No, it's so relevant.
Her photos are.
Wait, are there two different Patreons?
There's one Patreon with
Okay.
Karlee Steele that she gets like exclusive content, meaning regular videos she gets every week. But the podcast they get a week early. The OnlyFans is a whole separate thing. But the people.
Oh, Patreon is podcast. OnlyFans is her thing.
Yes.
Okay, so my question, my thing was like, it's crazier that you have people subscribing to a podcast,
Yeah.
which you would think is like, bro, there's a billion podcasts and they're all free. But she's built up enough following that she has enough people that are supporting her podcast.
Yeah.
Which is, okay, I can understand ass photos. This is what I'm trying to get at. I can understand ass photos. But to have thousands of people or whatever it is, I don't care what it is, to have that many people supporting the podcast is like, whoa, that's fucking actually insane.
That's what I mean. That's like an
that's the
easy way
dynamic.
out.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy.
No,
for
it's
a girl.
beautiful. I'm not hating.
No, it's not hating at all. It's a great thing.
And like so for me, I have this other like view where I always like talk to people about it because it's like for me, I'm not looking at it as nudies. Like I can get nudies for free. I've
course.
seen tits in real life. For me, it's more
You've
like
seen
an
tits?
art.
How are they?
It's for like
What
an
do they
art
look like,
thing.
actually?
There are
Can
women.
you stop back at the tits part, sir? My audience is 12-year-olds. Can you just try what a tit?
There's a certain
Yo, chill, bro.
listen. There's a certain amount of artistic, like some girls are really artistically like showing it.
Don't
There's
say
art
that
into
artistic-
it.
no, there isn't.
Listen, I'm a photographer.
there isn't.
I've taken photos of.
I'll show you my tits
girls
right
and
now,
naked
bro. It's
girls
not hard.
before. There's a way to do it that's more classy.
I'm done with this.
more, it is art for me.
No, I agree. I mean, the whole boudoir genre
Yeah,
is
like there
comprised
is
of that type of stuff,
It's
right?
not like spread eagle, like look at me.
Spread eagle.
You know, it's more actually. I prefer photos where you don't actually see anything, where they're covering it.
Yeah.
but
Man
it's
wants to be
I'm
intrigued.
good, I'm good.
It's
Okay, man wants to be
intrigued
intrigued.
enough where you're like, my dad's gonna like this guy. Where you're like, you know,
Wait, what?
no. 'Cause
I'm sorry. I missed that last part. I was
Our dad guy.
Your dad is
I
in
was
the
saying my
photos?
dad's a little concerned that I'm an alcoholic because I like to drink, and if he sees
He
me with
couldn't
my
be
friends,
more
and one
wrong.
of my friends go, "No, I'm good," he's gonna be like, "Why isn't my son like that?" I'm
No.
kidding.
No,
I'm
well,
kidding. But listen,
He's like, do you want the chase? He's like, no, I'm good.
I'm a real alcoholic.
no, I want to go back to a point because I'm, I guess, the only
I changed my
one.
mind.
I'm the only one rebel.
Yeah.
The only one here who's.
I'm Milos' dad right now. He's not gonna be
still has
impressed.
direction in this
He'll just be like,
fucking
why did your
podcast.
friend not decline? Or why did he first decline and then ask for it after?
No, he's gonna blame it on me because I brought it up. If you didn't say anything, he would have said no. But you ruined it even worse. I'm a bad influence now. No, listen, I got to go back to
Thank you, bro.
why prostitution is the number one.
That was a conversation.
Oldest
Holy shit, I
no,
can't
I
believe
said
we're still there.
prostitution is the oldest profession.
There's no arguing there.
Here, no, there is no argument. But no, there isn't. But you're a smart
story.
guy.
Yeah, you're telling me
you're
the
a smart
story.
guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But some people are like, how? Here's the example.
Let's change up the look a little
They
bit.
took
Hat off,
30.
put on.
Hey, they took 30 apes, like monkeys, like
Yeah.
apes, and they
Yo,
taught
that's
them.
crazy.
They taught them currency.
Water's making the frogs gay.
They taught them currency. Okay. So they took red chips, they made them worth X amount. They took blue chips, basically, and they could buy like cucumbers versus grapes. So they understood that like the blue chips were worth more, so that they can buy grapes because that's a lot more tasty
Okay.
than cucumbers.
How does this relate to sex?
And
Yeah, I
can
think he's getting
finish?
there.
Can I
think he's getting
finish?
I don't see this color.
This guy's where's this is sex? What a
Professional
classic.
podcast.
Go ahead.
What
a fucking virgin.
He's such a fucking. He set
So
that
listen,
up. I'm
basically
gonna use that in
hey,
the thumbnail in the video.
What'd you say? You set that up?
No, no.
Set that. It's like, well, how
He
does it
didn't-
relate
he-
to sex?
He didn't even set that up. Basically, that's code for you're talking too much. Get to the point.
Okay, yeah,
You
I'm
fucking woman, bro.
I'm so in though. I'm so.
I don't know.
Whoa!
I don't know. I'm talking to a
That's
woman here.
misogynistic, dude. Some women are straight
I
to
didn't
the
ask
point.
for a massage, bro. What are you
I'm
talking
actually
about?
so in right now.
So
Go,
listen.
I'm sold.
Okay, so listen.
Alright,
So
anyways,
they
go.
taught them like currency. So they would do a certain job. They would get money and they could buy food. So it took, I think, something like a month. Don't quote me on this. I don't even know
Trust me,
where this is done and who this is. But I did read this study. It was very interesting.
Just
So,
don't mix in that glass, by the way.
so they taught them that. After 3 months,
Yeah.
after 3 months, the female apes started fucking for money.
What?
Yes. Because they were like, yo, why am I going to go and do this job for these blue chips when I can just fuck this guy, get, fuck sick, get 3 chips instead of working
You're
and
gonna
I
take
can get
the
the money.
path of least
It-
resistance.
It literally,
Yeah.
it was the first natural thing. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just going to give my, my
Yeah.
vagina away for money, which that's why I honestly don't like, personally, my opinion is I'm not like, ew, you're a whore. You're
No,
this."
I don't care about
I don't
that.
think about that. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't care
everyone's
about that.
hustling out here, okay? And
Absolutely.
if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to
I
do.
agree, I agree.
And it is that old. So it's crazy that even apes did that. They realized it's like, why would I go work in a freaking mine and like kill my lungs when I can just like fuck this dude. And you
Human
get
nature
twice
is so
as much
simple.
money.
You always take the easiest path
Easy?
out, or for the most
Dude,
part.
least
yeah.
passive resistance.
Least path of resistance.
Least
Yeah,
passive resistance. It's
electricity.
nature.
Resistance.
No, I agree with you.
See that? I knew he would know because he's
It's
an electrical
electrical.
engineer. But it's true.
when you
That's
have
nature.
Electricity wants to go the path of least.
That's why
resistance.
lightning
Aren't you
strikes the
fucking
tallest
nerd?
tree.
We get it.
Right? Lightning.
what'd you say?
I'm not using
lightning
that anymore,
strikes
guys.
the
Just letting you know,
tallest.
I'm not using that here anymore.
Lightning strikes the tallest tree. It's finding the easiest way. The shortest.
That's the old me, girl. Don't tempt me. I'm not gonna pull that degree out.
Say
There's
they
no
want
need
the
for
old
it.
Drake.
No, but listen, you have an advantage because you actually have like fundamental, like you understand physics to a level that's like. Here's what I'm trying to
You're
say.
overselling me, my guy. I don't know this.
No, yeah, he does. Don't.
Hey, see this right here, bro? It's a plug. You know how to work that?
My point is the average Westerner, Canadian American, is dumb.
I agree with you.
They don't understand
100%.
general because
only thing-
of our they're not. It's not their fault. It's our
No.
education system. They kind of said, fuck it, we don't need to teach them that. Let's
I
just
just
like
think about the mic quality every time you tap that fucking desk. That's probably not good.
Probably not good.
Probably not good.
I mean, it's not.
But you're not wrong.
this is what I asked at
Listen,
the beginning.
listen.
I'm squeaking. I'm banging.
No, you're
I'm
giving the worst
touching.
chair.
The squeaking is fine. The squeaking is fine,
the
but like
tapping.
it's not. It's not peaking.
Dude, I am my energy. This is what I said when I was peeing. I was like, maybe you should take 3 deep breaths and come back in and just be like,
No, I love the energy. I don't know about you. This is your
No,
show.
I
It's
love
not my show.
Bro, I
Hey,
don't
guys.
care. No one's watching this. I'm not. I'm not worried about it.
You know, it's like
I'm sure the people are
This
watching
is
the
only so
Mexican
we can get
cartel
together.
guy.
I
This
wanna
is the
be-
guy one they'll be like, I'd probably skip this one. I'll see what he's doing next week.
Yeah.
There's a guy that played professional football in Europe, and then I have this guy telling me about fucking.
Yeah, I don't even know what his-
Why
prostitutes.
porn stars are popular.
His title is gonna be like my cousin said. What are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. Like no one's gonna watch this, so who cares? You know? They're gonna scroll to like the important people. I'm a nobody. But you know what I did say?
So my show got fucking
No,
30
listen.
views.
I'll say this right now. I'll say this right now.
Not worried about it.
I'll say this right now.
That's it.
The day
Let
I
Djokovic
do
play.
succeed, the day when my name is up there,
Let
they're
Djokovic
gonna
play.
go back and look at this and be like, "Yo, this is an OG."
And there's that Milos said
video."
porn stars are fucking.
Dude, that porn
we're
star
gonna-
who's
We're gonna
banging
cancel him
everyone.
for this is the one we cancel him for.
Porn
They're gonna-
stars are smart.
You know when they canceled Kevin Hart, they're gonna go back to this episode. They're like, damn,
Yeah.
this shit's huge.
I love that. I
You gotta
love
wait
that.
10 years for that,
Only
eh?
with you two. No, I'm always comfortable, but I'm comfortable being myself, and I don't care anymore. You know, like it's
Yeah.
like fuck it. Who are
I'm
you
so
trying
in
to
the
be?
middle now. I'm in the middle now because like before, it's like I didn't care because an engineering job.
Yeah,
had no
you
relation.
really didn't care. You affected me how much you didn't care.
Is it
You're
really?
Like, yeah, because I was like, yo, they're like tracking our phones. He's like, what? I don't care. I'll give him everything. You want my bank accounts? I'll give you everything. Like
are you
he
gonna
doesn't
do?
care at all. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yo. And I'm thinking, a smart man like that doesn't care fully. Do I care too much?
I agree with him.
You know what I mean?
I agree with
I
him.
do as well. But then another, like I was raised to
That's
be like,
fascinating.
yo, what people think about you is
Yeah.
actually who you are because that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
You can be crazy and think you're whatever, but if no one cares about you, you're a lunatic.
Yeah.
So
I
it
would
does.
ca- I
When
would say
people
that
say
with
I
a
don't
caveat.
care, I don't care when people think about me. That's a good stance to have. Like you do you, but at the end of the day, you are only what people think about you.
I would say that with a caveat though. There's a difference between what your friends and family think about you, and there's a difference between what the people on the internet think about you. I don't
said-
give a fuck what anyone that
I
doesn't know
said
me
people.
thinks about me. Bro, I've talked to so many different people. I have friends and family that I care about. If you tell me, hey, bro, Nelly's off the wagon a little bit. He's talking about some weird shit that he probably shouldn't be talking about. If you're like someone that's close to me, he comes up, says that to me, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll listen. But if some dude on the internet comes in and tells me
That's
that, I'd be
the
like, I
thing,
don't
bro.
know you, bro.
True.
Who the fuck are you? To
I
tell me
also
who I am?
believe
Get the
in.
fuck outta
I
here.
also think that there's a big problem with society today because they latch on to something like, okay, we're talking about this right now, and in 15 years, maybe we look back and say, I probably shouldn't have said that. But here's the problem:
It's not 15 years from now.
Exactly.
It's today. This is what we talk about.
Like, everyone goes, "Oh, Christopher Columbus is the worst person ever." Dude, if it wasn't him, there's a lineup of people who do
was
the
someone
same
else.
thing. If it was you, you'd probably be even worse.
Yeah,
Imagine this.
We don't
Milos.
know their mind at that time, so we can't judge them as today's
Exactly.
standards.
Imagine
So we
this.
can't
Imagine-
look
this
at
is a
that,
perfect-
right?
That's
I
a
agree.
great fucking thing to say. Because let's think about it this way. Let's go back to like the fucking 1800s or 1700s when someone of somewhat intelligence came over and said something fucking controversial. They're like, let's burn that guy. And are we gonna look back at those people and say, well, that's a bit out there. That's how they thought at the time.
yes.
They wanted to burn witches. Like,
Yeah.
am I
That's what I'm
gonna
saying.
fault those people for
We
being
can't-
idiots? I can't.
We can't like.
That's not how the world works.
And that's the problem because today with the internet, basically the internet revolution for me is more. It's more impactful than the industrial revolution. We just don't know it yet.
I agree with you
It's
there.
changing
Yeah, I agree
so
with you.
rapidly
Yeah.
that we can't even comprehend how much is changing. So people are like judging people 100 years ago for today. It's like we can't do that. I'm sorry, but like Christopher Columbus was just a regular
Let
dude.
Joko play a fucking game of tennis, bro. My guy is
Buddy
just trying
just
to play
doesn't want to
tennis.
get vaccinated because
Literally, the only
he's the
problem
healthiest.
here.
He's
that the
very
reason?
healthy.
Is that the?
Yeah,
I still
he
don't know what
does-
he did
Okay,
the whole
wait,
time.
Milos, can I?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so
Please.
here's the breakdown. Djokovic
Yeah.
is the number 1 player in the world.
Right.
He's done some extraordinary things by human standards. Imagine being down 30 points to Steph Curry and coming back and winning the championship.
Okay.
Djoko has done that multiple times in tennis.
Okay.
He's done things that literally we're talking about 0.0001% of the people on the planet have ever even entertained
He's
the idea.
unreal. He's unreal.
He's accomplished things that he thinks are fucking insane, and they are. Now, he has some stupid stances. There's no doubt about it. He's thought that he could change the molecules of water. We're talking about
He's
like
not the brightest guy,
we're
but he's
talking-
an unreal tennis player.
we're talking about things that are
Mafia
really
money.
stupid.
Like you're not gonna be smart,
Bro, we're talking about the stupidest things. And in this
Yeah.
PC time, unless you conform with the masses, you might as well be on your own little island. So, here's Australia. A little island, speaking of the fucking devil. He wants to go there and play the tennis tournament that he's won 9 times.
Australian Open.
They were about to build
Won
a
9 times.
statue of this guy.
That's
Imagine
like the
LeBron
Super Bowl.
winning 9
Yeah,
rings
9
in
times.
Los
Yeah, yeah.
Angeles. He's won it 9 times. We're talking about things that are not even comprehensible to like the average human being.
Right.
So
He's the
going there.
MJ of tennis.
He wants
Fair.
to play tennis. He's an anti-vaxxer. He doesn't want to get the vaccine.
No. I just want an
wants
anti-COVID vaxxer.
Okay, anti-COVID vaccine.
There's
He's
a
not
big
vaccine.
difference.
Anti-COVID vaccine.
Okay, that's
Big
fair. You're right.
difference.
That's fair. My guy is literally one of the most fit people on the planet. And not even that. He's one of the most fit people that has ever been on this planet.
Yeah,
Right.
He's unreal.
We're talking about 0.00001% of human beings that are at that level of fitness.
Right.
We're talking about a guy that doesn't drink, he doesn't eat like unhealthy food. He's for 20 years monitored
Let's
his
drink
health.
to that.
Cheers. He comes to Australia, and Australia has become
He drinks.
from the outside
he
looking
drinks
in.
outside the media. I know.
he-
inside
okay, well,
stories.
this guy allegedly.
I know
He's
inside
Serbian, bro.
stories.
He comes to
I know inside
Australia and
stories.
he's like, listen, I don't want to get the vax, so how can I kind of finesse my way out of this? So he says that he had COVID in December, which debatable. Obviously, I don't give a shit if he did or didn't,
Right,
but that's
right.
his way of getting in. That's one of the medical exemptions. If you've had COVID, which is fantastic, if you recognize the antibodies,
Natural immunity. It's the
natural
best.
immunity.
Yeah.
There's what 7-8 billion people on the planet.
Living
If you think
proof.
we can get a
Natural
vaccine
immunity,
to 8
baby.
billion people on the planet, you're delusional at best.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Right,
We're
right.
not getting vaccines to Africa. No one's talking about it. Whatever. Point being, Djoko comes over. He wants to play a fucking game of tennis. He gives them the paperwork. Hey, I got the vaccine or I got the cure because I've had COVID in December. I'm on the list of medical
He's got
exemptions.
the antibodies.
He's got the those are the rules they've set.
Yeah.
That's 100% clear. Everyone's in agreement. Hey, this is what they set.
When we say they, we're talking about the Australian
Australian Open, the Australian Open, Australian government. This was
No,
one
not government. Government came in later.
came in later. Okay, so anyways, this is what the agreed upon thing was. You can come play. He qualified for these exemptions. He's the one who wants to play. He comes over there. Now, here's the thing. Here's where politics gets funny. It gets a little funny here.
They always get funny.
Australian election is in 4 months.
So the government came in
4
and said,
months. Australia right now is experiencing about 70,000 COVID cases a day, despite doing some of the harshest lockdowns on the planet.
Yeah, I thought they
besides
were on it.
Canada.
I thought they were
You
on
thought
it.
so? They were on it, and then it happened. The virus spread. It's
Yeah.
going. It's happening. That's the problem in Australia right now. It's 70,000 cases a day. You have a guy that is anti-vax. You have an election in 4 months. You have a population that is very worried, very upset. They're mostly vaccinated, 70 to 80% vaccination rates. You have a guy that comes in that's anti-vax that wants to be in your country, despite other people that have not been able to enter your country because they're anti-vax.
Right.
So you have a guy that they're gonna put on this pedestal. Hey, wait a minute, me and my family couldn't get to Australia. My fucking wife from whatever the fuck country, she couldn't get into this country because she's anti-vax or she didn't get the vaccine. How is this guy gonna come into our country? And
solely off of celebrity status.
well, the exemption. That's
Yeah.
a real
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
However, if you're looking at from a political perspective, you have 4 months in upcoming election. You're like, well, I'm probably going to lose this election because I told everyone to get vaccinated, and we still haven't fixed the problem. Just like we have here, we're 82% vaccinated, and the boys are in lockdown right now. If the last time I
Yeah.
checked,
weird because they said over 75 it would be all normal.
Yeah. Oh.
the agenda has changed multiple
Changes
times.
every day.
The narrative has changed multiple times. So, anyways, he comes in. how do I win the election? The easiest way is to make an example of this guy that's already pretty hated for multiple reasons.
Right.
That's a whole nother ballgame. So you're looking at this from a political perspective. Okay, so if I ban this guy, you're telling me I'll get this massive 70, 80% of vaccination. People that are vaccinated are going to be against him because he's the epitome of vaccinations. He doesn't want to get vaccinated.
Right.
So it becomes a completely political thing. It's not he's going to be dangerous and spread COVID. We're all aware that COVID is spread even if you're vaccinated or not.
Of course.
Fast forward, he ended up being basically in like jail in like captivity
he arrives
for days.
Yeah,
and then the world made this whole drama about it. There's actually going to apparently be a Netflix docu-series.
No way.
That's unfortunate.
That's how at the level. Of
Wait, explain the part before that. So he gets the medical exemption approval from the Victorian, which is Australia's province. He gets the approval. He gets the documentation. He would not be flying there without one. So he gets that information. Hey, I've been medically exempt. I'm going to go to Australia. I'm going to play tennis. Without that, he's not playing tennis. He arrives there, and then all of a sudden, something wrong with your visa documentation. We're talking about a guy that's been to Australia 15 times.
Wow.
Won the tournament 9 times.
We're talking about a guy when there was fires in Australia. He's donated hundreds of thousands of euros.
Do you remember when Australia was on fire?
Yeah.
That's forgotten quickly.
Listen, he is probably one of the most contributing, as a standalone person. He's given the most money to Australia for wildfires, for a lot of things, because he's he has a lot of money and he's giving back.
Right.
He's given a lot of money to Australia.
Right.
And all of a sudden, now they're like, whoa, you're not vaccinated. No. Now we're going to ban you for 3 years.
3 years?
3 years.
That's what they want. That's what they want to do. We're talking about their most decorated winner. The guy that's been behind
How much money do you think he brought into the fucking country?
We're talking about
millions.
untold amounts of money.
Dude, he's literally the poster child of the Australian Open.
Now, you're getting this story from 2 Serbians, so obviously there is a bit of bias. So I'll preface this.
No, of course.
I'll preface this with saying, he's done some stupid things. And honestly, at the highest level, it's hard not to entertain these stupidity ideas.
Here, listen, I'll be honest right now. I used to worship him. I used to be like, now I'm 30% pro, 70% against him. I don't actually like him anymore.
Right.
I've changed my mind from how he's acted and certain things that are happening currently right now in my country.
Right.
But I'm trying to think objectively, and I'm just saying in this situation, they're making a scene out of nothing. He's done everything right. He's he had the exemption.
To do it the actual legal way, which
and
is
now
the
they're creating this drama out of him. But I'm Serbian, but I also don't think he's Jesus and he's the best.
But it's a celebrity status.
He's human. He's
exactly,
human.
and that's what people don't get.
Can't put
people
anyone
look at
on this.
These stars, they see highlight reels. They're like, "Oh my god, dude, these guys are human. They make mistakes."
Bro, you love Andrew Schulz. Let's say, let's say you've done clips from him. You don't think he's a god. You love him for what he's done, but you don't put him on this pedestal that no human can ever actually reach.
Especially if they do something well. Like he's a tennis player. He's the best ever, in my opinion. He's the best ever. If you do something that well, of course, I don't expect him to be a physicist or something else. Yeah. He's going to get some things wrong.
Of course.
He's got a lot of people wanting to get in his brain, you know? He at one point went with this, he's called Pepe, this guru from Spain.
No. His name is Shavin or something like that.
Okay,
I know
but
Pepe.
About.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Not that guy.
Different guy? Oh, different
guy.
No,
that's the Persian guy with the beard.
Yeah.
No, not him. Not Shavin. No, Pepe. That was his coach. He ended up going to this Spanish guy who basically told him, listen, tennis is about love. Yeah. And you don't have to win. You just need to be loved.
That's ironic.
And it makes sense. It does make sense. Realistically, I understand him. It's it's not about winning. It's about love. But if your entire career is about winning, then he started losing. He wasn't the best.
Right.
And everyone's like, what's happening? This guy was like, no, it doesn't matter. Don't be aggressive. You got to be love and beautiful in tennis. This Pepe Guru guy. Yeah. And then when he fucking nixed him, and at the end of the day, I'm an athlete. I know. You got to be a good human. But when you're playing sports, in the time of the sport, you want to kill your opponent.
Of course.
Obviously, in real life, I don't want to kill. But in the game,
competition is
you need to be
different.
I'm the best ever. I'm going to kill you. That's the only way to win. And those wins get you the status where you can do good. But you can't be no, nothing matters. I'm good.
No, of course.
So there's so many people attacking him that it's hard for him. So I get his stance, and it's tough.
when you say that animosity part, here's the thing that me and Milos understand better than most non-Serbian speaking people, because we see the off-court appearance that he's trying to have, and it's very positive. It's never confrontational. He's nice with everyone.
Yes,
bro. Me and him watched the tennis game. When he gets mad, bro, we know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. I know what he's feeling. So a part of me always knows what he actually is. Right. And now he's gotten to a point where he's so fucking massive, famous, that he doesn't want to show that part too much. Yeah. And this is where some of his critics get kind of come into play, where like, oh, he's not being real. Listen, he can't be the full fucking person he wants to be. One, because it's not sustainable. He can't do that. It's not good on your like mental health to be like that.
Listen,
but he needs to be that for the tennis.
The problem
can't compete
is
at the highest level without having a little bit of animosity.
People don't understand, but he's like, I would put him at like, he's at the fame level of like Brad Pitt.
He's
like literally.
No, that's fair.
If you go in the world, dude, and you ask people who like, people know who he is. Every fucking move is videotaped. Is like, he cannot live a normal life.
Like, he can't go out without paparazzi and shit.
No, he's not a normal human anymore. So people don't understand what they're living through. So I get him. Like, everything he does is looked under a microscope. And that's a tough life. Like it's Jim Carrey always says, I don't wish on anyone to be famous. You want to make the money. You want to film the movies. That's great. But that fame part is the negative part of the business. Dude, you're no longer, there's no privacy. Anything. And he's a normal human, so he makes mistakes. He'll say something and it'll be stupid. I say a bunch of stupid stuff. But it's on a Nelly podcast and no one's going to listen to
this shit.
This guy's on CNN the next day, you know, in the whole world.
He's not wrong, guys.
No, but
check out the Narco one. It's really good, guys. The Narco guy is fantastic. This is
honestly,
horrendous.
this is stupid. Go to the Narco one.
Go ahead. What are you saying?
The Narco one's an interview. This is just us fucking kicking and
This
chilling.
is just for the boy.
But no, I agree with you though, because like when you're at that level, literally, bro, you breathe. If your breathing is off, they'll be like, yo, this guy's fucking, he's dying of whatever.
What is he, drinking too much?
Yeah.
He's breathing 3 times a minute instead of 4. Like
it's like the smallest shit you do is analyze and take it wrong.
You know, I want to give you the full irony here of the whole circle of people that hate him, because I don't really know how big that circle is. The internet and media and that would tell me it's big, but I actually don't believe that it actually is.
It's overhyped.
It's
this
overhyped.
Whole thing is overhyped.
But here's the full like hypocrisy of the situation. Back about a year ago, Djokovic had a tennis tournament, which he held like a normal tennis tournament. Serbia was experiencing about 20, 30 cases of COVID a day. We're talking about the lowest amount of... Now, whether that's because of testing or... I don't give a shit. I'm saying this is what this climate of Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, where the tournament was held. That's what we were experiencing. Yeah. He held a tournament. He didn't care about masks. He's like, whatever. If you want to come, you know, you're risking your own well-being. You're being there. I'm not forcing you to come to my fucking tennis tournament. Come in and you want to watch.
Right.
A case of COVID breaks out. Oh my God, Djokovic, this fucking idiot, hosting a tennis tournament in the pandemic.
Playing basketball with the shirt off.
How dare he do that? Oh my God, I can't believe it.
No way.
Let's fast forward. Who allowed that tournament to happen?
Right.
Every single government, Serbian, Bosnian, Croatian, they all okayed that tournament to happen. And everyone... No, out of all the people, no one said, wow, the fucking government really irresponsible to hold a tennis tournament in the pandemic. How could they? No, it's Djokovic. He's responsible. Okay, so let's go all the way to Australia, where we're at right now.
Yeah.
It's all...
Where is the accountability for other people? Why is this guy... He's following all the rules.
China ball, this softbox is nice.
He's following all the rules. Right now, he's doing it. Whether he cheated some of the rules for debate, but he's following the rules that the government set. He won a court trial, which was a government court trial.
You know what? At the end of the day...
Can he do it? Can he win all these things that are government? At the end of the day... They did. He did. But no one's saying, hey, oh, bro, like, the government... it's Joko. No, it's the government this time.
I'm an athlete, and I respect that part of it. But at the end of the day, this guy is taking a piece of plastic, and he's hitting a ball over a net. And he is the number one thing. This guy is taking a basketball, and he's putting it in a hoop. And we make these stars out of these. Dude, what about the people who are saving lives, who are making fucking the next level technology of medicine, of space travel? There's these people in the world who are giving their lives for to advance humanity. And all we're looking at is people who take their clothes off and fuck for money, or people who play with a ball. Like, listen, I'm an athlete and I respect sports and I love that and I'm going to that. But at the end of the day, those people are nobody. You're kicking a ball around like Cristiano Ronaldo.
You know what
I
this
could
is?
care fucking less about. You're making $200 million a year at kicking a ball, and my sister is a fucking giving nurse. She's delivering babies. She's cutting people open. She's saving lives on a daily basis, and she's nobody. The world is fucked up, okay? We look at these stars as
Bread
these
and
people
games. Bread and games. Here's
because
the
of money.
expression.
Because I get it. There's viewers. There's this, but that's sad. Think
Here's the
about it. That's
expression.
sad.
To bring it
what I
full
mean?
circle.
Cristiano Ronaldo is more important than fucking. Do you know who Mileva Maric is?
Einstein's wife?
Yes.
Shut the
no one knows. Yeah, dude.
I respect that.
Yeah, no, he knows because he's Serbian. Listen, Einstein's wife was a mathematician, and she was very like Serbia. Is very
You
good
know
at
who was a
math.
better mathematician than Einstein's wife?
No,
Einstein.
Listen, no, and that's a false. Here's the thing.
He's not.
No,
I'm so in the middle of this. I hate it. I don't want to be here.
Listen,
I don't want to be here. I get the joke and I get what he's doing.
Einstein's Einstein. I'm not taking anything away from him.
No one
But
says, yo, you're smart as Einstein's wife.
Listen, exactly, because people don't know that Einstein himself, he's not an idiot. He married her and was with her because she helped him. Back then, women didn't matter. You could be the smartest, whatever.
No, I agree.
She was a very good mathematician. He says in his memoirs himself that she was way better at mathematics than him. Einstein's still Einstein. Like, I'm not taking it, like, he's literally... did all he did, but he had help, and that's
He
what I
banged a
realized.
Serbian girl.
What I realized in
mentally
life,
challenged child, and he abandoned her.
listen,
That's
what I
the
realized
what a
in
fuck.
life,
Yeah, that's
what
the
I
story.
realized in life is that you can't do anything alone. You
Never.
need a big group. So, anyways, no one knows about Einstein's wife because she's a woman and because she's from Eastern Europe. No one knows about her, but this is a woman who is very good at math, who literally helped Einstein do his work. So what my point is, like, we don't know. We idolize these stars, these athletes, these actors, like these people who really don't matter. But
It's
at
so
the end of the
insignificant
day,
in your life,
it
right?
is. But at the end of the day, it matters because they're like, that's what we look at. Like, everyone knows who Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are. They're looking at their lives,
Right.
and it affects them a lot. But as a contributor to this world. Like, I'm an artist.
Right.
I want to be in the film industry. I'm an athlete as well. Like, I'm in that side, and that's where I'm going to, like, pursue my dream. But I'm not naive to think that I'm a fucking superstar.
Right.
Like, I'm nothing compared to, like, a person who's actually making a fucking difference in the world.
Of course.
That's what's fucked up to me is why are we celebrating these Djokovic people when really all they're doing is hitting the ball over a net.
Yeah.
What do you do? You know?
No, but I agree with you though. Like the fascination with celebrity lifestyle to me never made
crazy.
sense. I don't understand. Like, cool. I'm sure you've met famous people. You've met famous people.
Yeah.
I've met famous people. And when you see them, it's like, oh shit! Like I'm a big fan. It's like it's crazy. It's like, crazy to see. But it's not to the point where I'm gonna fucking drop to my knees and worship you.
Yeah, that's weird.
And in fact, that's from my experience, when you don't act like that, they respect you more. When I saw Ellen, I wasn't like, oh my God, Ellen. I was just
you were
like,
on the show.
I
Let's
was
talk
like,
about
what's
Ellen.
up?
Yeah.
I was like, what's up? You know, I told her, what's
Guys,
up?
Too many non-disclosures to be talking about Ellen.
And people are like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you act like that? I'm like, dude, she's a fucking normal human being who drives to work every day. Who doesn't want to be here. I was there 2 days. No.
Listen,
I was there 2 days.
I don't think we're never end this. If I don't do, I have to end this.
First
I have
day?
to do it. I have to
First
kill
day?
this thing before. Listen, you're gonna cancel.
We're gonna get
Ultimately, it comes down to one expression, which was fantastic from my guy Vooch, Serbian guy. Vooch.
nice. Ooch.
Bread and games.
Wait, are you
Bread and games.
you're finishing this right now? What time
I'm
is it?
finishing.
I don't
It's
even know what time
7.
it is.
It's 7:15.
We're on a fucking roll.
So, dude, that's
We're already like
that's-
an hour and a half in, and if
hour and
anyone
a
hasn't
half.
turned it in,
Dude, let's go 2 hours. Don't stop.
I'm down.
bro.
I'm not
Come
gonna
on,
five.
don't stop.
I gotta
What are
do
you
fucking rebound battery, bro.
We're
That
gonna
shit
do it
long
all
night,
night,
bro.
bro.
Fuck Nelly. What do you mean?
Listen, it's all comes down to this expression, which is so fucking fantastic. Bread and games. Do you know what that means?
Bread
No.
and games.
Bread and games. Do you know what that means?
No, it's
I have
two
an
fucking
idea, but
completely
tell
different
me.
things, bro.
Tell me.
Bread and games is
Bread
the
and
expression used in the Roman times
Yeah,
to
it's like-
distract people while crazy shit is going on.
I don't know
to
about
give
you,
them
but-
food and give them entertainment.
Yes,
Neither of us
bread
were
and
there for
You
games.
know
that
what
time.
I'm saying when I say that,
No,
bro?
yeah, no,
Do you know
that's
what
it.
I'm saying? We're talking
Keep
about
them
Joko.
occupied with bullshit so that the real shit isn't like the top of the news.
We're talking about Joko playing a game of tennis while 1 metric ton of cocaine is smuggled into Canada,
Okay.
while
Yeah,
Russia takes over Ukraine, while all these crazy elements
While
are happening.
China is becoming the powerhouse of the world.
It's so bred and gamed. It's such a perfect expression. It's such a distraction from the actual things that are happening in existence that it's
Let's circle back. Let's circle back
all the way back
to when he saw me on a longboard at university, and my dad's like, "Why are you driving a longboard? You don't look serious." Because at the end of the day, all this shit that you're talking about, bread and games, doesn't matter.
It's irrelevant.
You do what you want to do. You want to make podcasts, make your life fucking good and stress free, because it doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
Why did we go fucking gay at the end of this podcast?
And that's how we're getting canceled. All right, I'm out, boys.
All right, can I
I gotta piss too.
Can I end this podcast?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for watching it. And if you haven't noticed, the four of us, the 3 of us here, I'm talking about
Saying multiples.
the 3 of us here. I'm talking about fucking what's his name?
Everything.
Djokovic.
That was
Is
a
it not
long one.
Djokovic because he's Serbian?
No,
fuck me.
It's DJ Djokovic.
Oh, DJ. Okay. Djokovic has fucking not getting
Good
vaxxed.
pronunciation.
I hope he gets vaxxed. Well, thank you guys so much for watching Bored with Nelly. And
I'm not on his
my name is
side.
Sik. This is Milos. He lives in Serbia now. That's Nelly. He's the host of this podcast, but I'm the one doing the
Listen,
outro.
I'm the whole.
There's no fucking rules.
No, I'm the guest
rules.
here. I'm gonna end it and say this. There was 1 with you, but that was nothing. This is 2, and I know you want number 3. It's gonna happen. I'm coming
I'll
back.
whip my dick
I'm
out
coming
right now.
back because I just started. I'll spill this drink right now.
You already did it once. Fuck it. What's the second time, right?
I can't get much.
Lives, I already.
All right, let's
drank
end
it.
this shit.
There's
We're
nothing
done.
there.
We're done.
We're out.